Hill, thanks to a game face for round 2 action between a couple of unbeaten sides in the MPNFL. It is Red Hill at home to Bonbeach. Bonbeach could hardly have been more impressive last week in a 111-point win against Edithvale Aspendale, and Red Hill taking on the reigning Div 1 premiers last week in Dramana and beating them on the siren by a point, having withstood a comeback after leading by 20 points at three-quarter time. We'll have some footage for you very, very shortly as we work our way through that. A strong ex-AFL contingent in action as the first bounce gets us underway. Darren Parkin is my name. It's tight in the middle as we'll end up with a secondary bounce. Braden Blom alongside of me. Nice to have you with us. This should be a really interesting contest. Yeah. Obviously, Red Hill have waited a while to, I guess, get up into Division 1 after winning that premiership in 2019, and they've started really well.
Yeah, pleasure to join you, mate. It's nice to see the long-awaited flag raising over there for Red Hill. Finally got that out of the way for them, so that's good to see. Should be a very competitive game, or what we hope to be a competitive game. Two family dissimilar playing styles, with Red Hill generally more kick-mark side, using the big space and their big ground. Bonbeach more of an attacking team, used to playing on the smaller sort of ground. So looking forward to this one, mate.
Bonbeach attacking to what will be the left of your screen, but Red Hill winning it back here and working it by hand around to the half-forward flank, where it's Larwell who sends it forward with a nice ball. Mark taken 52 metres out and just trying to move the ball on really quickly and getting the kick smothered there at centre-half forward was Ross. Good defensive pressure from Bonbeach. They force a boundary throw in just outside attacking 50. Ball tossed back into play. We'll go through those round 1 results in a little bit more detail for you very shortly. Scrambled kick. Mark paid, probably didn't go the required 15, so they played on straight away. Mould goes inside 50 and climbing high to take a very good mark. He's Larwell about 25 to 30 metres from goal on a slight angle, and can line them up for their first. That was well judged in flight and pulled it in with one hand.
It's a great start there from Red Hill. Hard at the footy early.
As we saw Mould with that quick kick in after the mark had initially been paid, and that was just gone near side on the set shot. Always looked like missing and didn't work its way back. So first score goes the way of the home side. They lead it by a point. Of course, for St Kilda fans, strong ex-Saint contingent amongst the Bonbeach lineup with David Armitage, Sam Gilbert, Trent Dennis-Lane, who also played for Sydney, of course. As that's worked up long towards the wing position. Speaking of Gilbert, he comes in, leaping high, couldn't quite take the mark. That's pushed clear. There's a bit of a jumper change there for Gilbert. It was initially listed as 18, coming in with a 27 as it's worked forward there via Dennis Lane. It pushes a long way up the ground. Bonbeach get themselves to about 65, and then they work it into a more attacking position, and they continue to chip it around into a little bit of space. An opportunity with a hand pass over the top into the square, and they will get the first goal of the game via Bennett. Good link-up play from the wing, working it around the scoreboard side and then into an open goal. And it's Bennett that gets the first of the afternoon. Bonbeach lead it by 5 points.
Yeah, super start there by Bonbeach. Good by Lockie Gil-Renouf out there, bringing his teammate into the game and ending up with a goal. Great start by them. You see that link-up play that Bonbeach are quite known for there. Very quick, fast-moving ball, linking up together, getting the ball forward.
Sam Gilbert involved, playing his first game. He was absent last week. We are here, of course, for Jeff Wignall-Ford and all of that on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. So good start from both sides, really, as Irving works Red Hill out of the middle with a 1-2 combination. They go inside 50. Floating around at the back there was Ross. It won't get as far as him, but he will receive the hand pass. He slides it inboard, just a little fumbly there, and that should be a free kick for holding. And it's going to be a shot at goal going the way of Red Hill. That lingered a little bit too long just after he was dispossessed. It's going to go the way of Scaglarini.
Plays on. Just misses to the right-hand side. Probably could have gone back and had the set shot there. Chose to play on and run around the man on the mark.
So 2 behinds and 2 gettable shots to Red Hill. The set shot from our broadcast side about 25 metres from goal, and that one there, which was probably made to be a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. Corrigan does have an option out this side, which he will eventually use, and it's McLean who takes the mark in the left back pocket. We'll move it down the line again. Gilbert will try to come in from the side, but he's probably a couple of metres off that contest. Competing in there is Harris for Red Hill. It goes to grounds. And the umpire will come in and call for a bounce, probably 75, 80 metres around from the Red Hill goal. They trail it by 4 points.
Good to see.
A feeling between two good sides in good form with a fair bit expected of them this season. Red Hill doing pretty well around the stoppages. Mitchell works at the half forwards. On the bounce.
Mould getting his hands on it quite a bit early. They'll be looking for him, Mould and Siverson to get their hands on the footy and get it down to the forwards. John O'Ross looking for a big day today down forward.
They've looked all right around the ball in the early stages. They trail on the scoreboard, but their clearance stuff has been pretty solid. Both sides round one victors. Both sides looking in pretty good shape at this early stage. Been a long time without footy. And certainly plenty of enthusiasm in the early stages as Red Hill almost work it forward by force. There's Armitage who kicks on the non-preferred right. Releases a teammate in Coates down the outer side, and very quickly they transition into attack, and a good mark taken on the leads. We've got about 65 out, and this lane going into the pocket. Nice delivery, and a chance here for a shot at goal out wide on a tight angle. I think it's Hewlett out there, is it?
I think it is. That's good by the big ruckman, pushing down deep.
So he'll kick from a couple of metres inside the... I'll hand it over to you if you want to do a little bit of the next little period of this game. As my pen goes flying out the window. Thank you, sir. 10-point lead going the way of Bonbeach. And really the difference has been probably their cleanness of ball use at this stage.
So the ball's in there at the moment for Bonbeach. McDonald, Armitage. Great tackle there by McDonald. Early the ruckman getting his hands on it quite a lot for Bonbeach. Handball out the back. Moving the ball forward. Oh, man's wide open again. No defence there from Red Hill. Numbers everywhere for Bonbeach. Another shot on goal about 30 metres out direct in front.
Red Hill going okay inside the contest, but if it gets outside the contest, Bonbeach have been lightning quick. And an opportunity here for Sullivan with this shot at goal.
Guides it through nicely. Third goal for Bonbeach. 3 goals straight, 18 to 2 behinds Red Hill. The big bodies in there winning the ball out and just giving it to their outside runners early for Bonbeach.
Good to have our footage working again. We're up and about. Should have the full experience available at this point. We'll head around the grounds throughout the course of the afternoon for Frankie photography. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a real problem just stopping that transition for Bonbeach when they get space to use the footy. Red Hill have been okay around the ball.
So Scaglarini going head-to-head with McDonald in this centre clearance. Tap down, Armitage gets a clearance out quickly. Dennis Lane Blake was all over him, gets the free kick. It's not Dennis Lane, sorry.
Tyson at Murray.
Now it's Dennis Lane. The orange boots got me there, sucked me in.
No, you were just one step ahead. You knew where it was going. Kicked 7 last week, Trent Dennis Lane, in a dominant display, as it was for his team.
Word on the street is he was very, very happy with his performance too, letting everybody know how many he kicked. And he puts one through. Piling the pressure on. Red Hill almost looking a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. Not quite sure how to respond. Can't get their hands on the footy. They're winning it, getting their hands on it inside the contest, like we said earlier, but just can't quite get any disposal outside of that and getting the ball moving forward.
And the issue now is that the last couple of clearances have gone against them as well. We saw, obviously, Armitage get one. We've seen McDonald with hands on the ball in there a couple of times. Because they started to get beaten in that area, and Sullivan and Dennis Lane, who kicked 11 between them last week, have already got a goal each. So the in-form goal-scoring options looking pretty dangerous again.
Sammy Fletcher gets his hands on it.
Chance here gathering the football was Larwell, who had one of the earlier shots at goal. They'll squeeze their way through. Can they generate an opportunity out of this? Good attack on the football. It comes out again towards Scaglarini, but hand pass was cut off. Gent, former VFL player with Frankston, as they work their way outside defensive 50. Good spin, in some trouble there from Gil Renoff. Snapped up towards the wing position. Red Hill just need a little bit of territory here. Scaglarini again is caught and did well to hang on to the footy there, knowing that he had no prior. If that had spilt out, they might have been in some bother, but forced the stoppage.
Again, Bonbeach defence is linking up so well, just getting the ball moving forward, getting it out of danger.
So Winpope with a bit of front position here. Can they get some, at least consistent territory? Just hold the game up for a little while as we'll have another bounce front edge of the centre square. Red Hills attacking side. They trail by 22 points and have got to hit the scoreboard just to ease the squeeze in the early part of this game. Ball doesn't go far from that stoppage, and once again, at ground level, the control of Bonbeach as Casey sends that kick out wide into space. Running onto that is Stamatis. Eventually, though, Red Hill put enough pressure on just to neutralise it out wide. It's one of the players in the vicinity, and the umpire will come in and call for a bounce out of side wing. Just need to regroup. Still very much in the contest. We saw even in their match last week the swinging momentum that you can see in these games. Diving on the ball there was Mould of the Josh variety. And he was held up at ground level. Second stoppage on that outer side. Some nice ruck work there from Winpope. Scaglarini was over the top of it. Now turn tackler there was McNamara for Red Hill. And we'll go with a third bounce as they creep closer towards the middle of the ground. Bit of a stalemate over the last couple of minutes here. Now a half-effective kick squeezed out of that contest. Chance now for Red Hill via Mould just to try to set something up. Left foot ball down towards centre half forward. Numbers with Bonbeach. They've done all right here. Red Hill just to force the contest, but that's a lovely spin out of trouble there. And they work it up via Stamatis down towards half forward. The ball will bounce around 70 metres out and eventually over for a throw-in in front of Waterstone out there for Bonbeach. So we're about 65 around from their goal as they've quickly got the ball into their attacking end.
Bonbeach with a few loose off the back of this contest. Look for the handball at the back here.
So Hogan in a wrestle there in the ruck. All doing okay in that aspect of the game. Armitage with a body slam there on his Red Hill opponents. The ball's worked down towards the wing position. Very wide. They'd be happy with a boundary throw in here. I think Red Hill, they get a bit of territory and force the contest on the wing.
Just trying to settle things down a little bit at the moment, Red Hill, it looks. Just trying to slow it down, get their hands on the footy, win possession and get the ball moving forward.
Ball back into play. Neither ruckman able to get a hand on that one at all. They were engaged in a wrestle. The ball landed beside them, spinning out of trouble and working their way, well, only momentarily out of trouble. Now they're caught, dispossessed, open space ahead. Ball going forward and a good mark taken there by Irving, who's going to go into a central position. That's a risky looking kick, given Ross was caught behind, but he's ended up taking the mark.
It's a good grab.
Well, it looked as if there might have been potentially some hands on it in the front position there, but Ross paid the mark. I wasn't sure about the centering kick.
Went for the spoil early, didn't he? And then he's paid the mark. It could be a HP CMP mark of the day.
Even the first time when they had space at half forward, they'd almost been better off running and having a shot, but all's well that ends well if this goes through. And he's dragged it away to the left. I think he's just snuck it inside. He has.
He convinced the goal umpire there, who's the only one going up there. That's good from Ross. Getting on the scoreboard early. Just to settle the nerves a little bit for Red Hill.
And a game changer, goal of the day contender as well. They needed that to run. And as you say, the last 4 or 5 minutes, they just slowed things down a little bit, took the pace out of the game. And despite a couple of scary moments, they were able to convert, and they now trail by just the 16 points.
So just early, they got the wing sweeper's been peeling off the back for Bonbeach, which they tried to do it again there, but Red Hill get the clearance, moving it forward. Should take the mark here, he does. Finally getting a clearance out of the middle there. Powell with the shot on goal. He's about 48 metres out. Oh, and 50. This is a certain goal now. He'll kick Red Hill's second goal of the day.
And I reckon that was protected area rather than moving on the mark. So I guess an old-fashioned 50-metre penalty.
Puts it through easily.
It is an interesting one. I know it's probably a broader chat more outside of that, but a lot of people debating whether the 50 is too harsh a penalty for something like that. So it's a 50-metre penalty. You think if you flatten someone after they take a mark or you belt somebody, but whether protected area or just stepping over the mark should be maybe 15, maybe.
For me, as long as they're consistent over the game,
that's right.
Half the time it looks pretty unfair. The blokes are standing there just running past. He can't really do anything about it. But as long as they're consistent, I'm happy with it.
Exactly. I mean, I think everyone knows the rules.
Again, ball thrown up in the middle. Tap down, Scaglarini trying to get a clearance. Breaks free. Should get forward. Where's Ross? Lurking. Couldn't quite get a big spoil there. They should try and work it out the back here. Ross can get a shot on goal. Gets tackled. Well done. Yeah, it's well done by Bonbeach. Scrambling there in defence. They looked on there, Red Hill. Had a chance.
And Corrigan did well not to give a free kick away. The temptation would have been, because Ross wasn't taking possession, just to tackle, but did well just to sort of corral him and body him and avoid the free kick.
Looking dangerous, Ross, when the ball comes near. Ball should be coming back here. Siverson, normally a great user by foot, doesn't quite put it where it needs to be. Gilbert coming out of defence, uses his hands nicely, and they'll break free here. Oh, they're on too.
Cool.
They're right out. Shot on goal. Gee, how good's that transition footy there by Bonbeach. That's what they're good at. This quick, swift ball movement. Put Red Hill on their heels and just ran straight past, and easy shot on goal in the end. It was well finished from about 45 out.
By Mitchell Gent, and it was 4 possessions really. So 1 handball from Gilbert, then another hand pass, then 1 kick from Stenning through the middle, and then Gent marks it with the one hand and then runs and kicks the goal. So 4 possessions, about 10 seconds.
Straight up the guts as well. Just took it on, which you will see quite often from Bonbeach, going straight up the middle.
That looks the early difference between the two sides at this stage.
McDonald out of the middle, gets a toe tap to it, gets it up, pressure. Probably holding. Umpire didn't pay it. No, he does give it in the end. Almost playing for the free kick in the end there, McDonald. So it's holding things up through the middle of the ground here. 1-on-1 deep. Oh, great work in defence there. Spreading out here through Irvin on the wing, but just gets chopped off well there by Bonbeach. Irvin getting up and competing again, but Dipasquale now coming out of the pack. Got nothing to kick to, though. Has to go backwards. Just under the pump, Red Hill. Every time they've got the ball, it's not quite the options, but Bonbeach cutting off all their options with great spread in defence.
Well, Bennett had 9 touches last week. He's had about 6 or 7 in the first quarter today.
Oh, how's that piercing kick through the middle of the ground. Now out to Dennis Lane on the lead. McDonald going to get there first. Cut off, though, nicely by Fletcher. Hasn't had his hands on the ball a lot early, Fletcher, but look for him to start building his game. Allsop now off the back flank. Got the switch going now for Red Hill, but again, nothing to kick too forward. They've got a short lead on, but should get chopped off, and it is. Bonbeach again going forward in attack, but that's just a helicopter. Jeez, it's a big contest there. A pack of about 30 players. Red Hill trying to build the ball forward. Ross all on his own. Oh, it's over his head.
Well
Again,
done.
great tackle. Like, should be rewarded.
Probably, yeah.
Umpire's not going to pay it. I thought the bloke had plenty of time to get rid of it there.
I think
Can't
so.
quite see who it was under there. Corrigan.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot where they have the option to either try to evade or get rid of the ball, and took the tackler on there.
Great punch forward. Ross will get one here. Lovely work. How good's that?
That's a lovely goal.
That's a game-changer goal of the day, you'd say early. John O'Ross kicking his second.
And he is an early game changer as well.
Who's your game changer?
That mark over the top before.
Almost like a bit of a set piece like you see in soccer there. John Ross just snuck out the back, almost knowing that his ruckman was just going to punch it out in front of him. No one even near Ross competing with him, running to an open goal.
Kicked 2 goals, 3 last week in a low-scoring game from 10 possessions. He's already kicked a couple this afternoon.
So although Bonbeach seems to be dominating possession early, Red Hill still right in it, only trailing by a goal now.
Yeah, it's been a good fight back. It was...
Is it tied up?
It's 10 points the difference as it stands at the moment. Back in
the
middle.
The scoreboard is stitching me up over there.
No, it's that happens all the time. So won't be the first time today. As they work it out again, Bennett via Casey Bonbeach. The ball delivered out wide. Good strong mark taken. So they've got a bit of momentum. They'll send the ball forward. Ball just hung up a little bit, and a good intercept mark taken on the half-back flank. So Red Hill just stabilising things. They'd be a little bit happier about proceedings as it stands at the moment.
Penetrating kick up forward. Armage cuts it off well. Takes a great mark in the end.
Lovely one-hander on the dive from the former Saint. Played 169 games. Runner-up in a best and fairest there. Goes to Chappell. Down the line again. They've got a bit of space, and this is where they've been dangerous. They can take a couple of bounces and run to 50. Deliver that long towards goal, and in the end, the centering kick would have been the better course as he's kicked that out of bounds on the full.
Just blazing away there a little bit.
Bit ambitious from that part of the grounds. Dennis Lane was the player that was in the goal square trying to present. The free kick goes the way of Michael Mock.
So all 36 players in the front half of the ground at the minute. Bonbeach trying to lock it down. Got all 18 players is spread over the 50.
Little short ball to Fletcher. Top of his defensive goal square.
They're going to have to just weave their way through this. Red Hill goes for the long option. It's a 2-on-2. Great contest. Should be knocked out of bounds, but it's not. Kept in well. Diving bodies everywhere. Worked out the back again. So again, Bonbeach is using that man out the back. Always one peeling off the back. Red Hill might have to look at picking that man up. That wing sweeper.
And it's often Bennett who's had a lot of the ball. Down towards the top of that goal square. Dennis Lane was a player that made the contest. About 8 players over the top of the footy, and they'll eventually call for a bounce. So it's 5-1, or 5 straight to 3-2 at the moment. That last, talk about stitch-ups, so that last out in the full was registered as a behind. So it is 5 straight to 3-2 by our reckoning, as Red Hill will take this away from that defensive stoppage. Ball kicked long down towards the wing position. On the searching lead there was Lowell. And the ball made its way out of play. So outer side.
A lot of Bonbeach players out of position here. Plenty of Red Hill numbers around the ball. Tipasquale out the back.
So Winpope at the front, who's done okay in the taps. Hasn't been huge advantage sustained from it. Eventually it does squeeze out. Taken there by McDonald, who's had coming off a 24 possession game last week. The veteran, lovely transition inside 50. And Dennis Lane, who's already kicked one. Coming off a massive bag last week. He's in great goal-kicking form. And he was always a pretty neat shot at goal all through his AFL tenure as well with the Swans and the Saints. Will line up for goal from about 45 metres out in a pretty tough angle.
It's great work down there by the Bonbeach forward. Sullivan putting on a block and just leaving a clear leading lane for Dennis Lane to work in.
In the bright orange boots. Delivers that pretty nicely. Goal umpire just sways back a fraction. But it is a second goal on the afternoon for Trent Dennis Lane and a 6th major for Bonbeach on the road. They moved to 6 straight, 36. Red Hill 3-2, 20, 16 points the margin.
Just some live around the grounds, early days from the other games in the Division 1 competition. EDS going up against Frankston Bombers at their home ground, currently trailing by 5 goals. The Bombers 6-4-40 to EDS 1-2-8.
Tough start to the year for Edithvale Aspendale.
Yeah. As the ball just gets moved out of the centre. Gil Renouf out the back, giving the handball, gets it back. Moving forward, numbers everywhere again, but cut off. Straight through the middle now, Red Hill. Harmonies with his big body, gets it in there, handball out. Very congested at the moment, but again, handball out the back. McDonald running onto this. Could do anything from here. Have a shot. Foots it deep. Marked on the goal line by Allsop. Coming straight up the guts here. James Fletcher getting his hands on the ball again. Turns it over though. Just clumsy there by Fletcher.
Kick that off balance, and Murray is that intercepting player, but yeah, they had options. It's the second time they've tried to sort of go back into the corridor, and the first one was cut off in the middle there by Gilbert, now this one by Murray. And just drifting that one out to the left. So first blemish on the afternoon. Bonbeach, 6-1-37, playing 3-2-20, 17 points the margin. Darren Parkin and Braden Glom bringing you through coverage here for Jeff Wignall Ford. All around land via game face. Long ball up towards the wing position. Coming in from the side there was Siverson. And we're going to have a bounce on the scoreboard side of the venue with a margin just a tick under 3 goals as we close in on quarter time. Ball again worked free of the stoppage, or attempting to work that free of the stoppage was Bonbeach. Eventually it worked its way out via McLean. Left foot ball cut off. Well, it was touched off the boot, so play on is the call. Red Hill transitioning that okay by hand under pressure just to get themselves out of trouble as that siren does sound. And Red Hill had their moments in that quarter, and they certainly look reasonably well organised, but against what does appear to be a very powerful opposition. The margin at quarter time is 17 points for Bonbeach. 2 goals to Dennis Lane, singles to Gent, Bennett, Hewlett and Sullivan. 2 to Ross for Red Hill. Powell has the other of those goals. It is 6-1-37 to 3-2-20 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Plenty more to come from Red Hill. Get your game face on.
Welcome to the 2021 edition of the Game Face Record app, jam-packed with the newest features to help you get the best information for your club and competition this 2021 footy season. New users will now be prompted to sign up via Facebook or email to help out with our new interactive features. Here you'll be prompted to select which team you follow for one of the leagues that GameFace provides its coverage to. You'll be notified for updates exclusive to that team that you follow. More teams can be followed once you're in the app. Some other exciting features include the new social media capabilities. The newsfeed from our designated Facebook groups is now synchronised through Facebook, so you can now get the league's latest news right through our app. GameFace is now also introducing GameFace TV alongside the new update. Here you'll be able to watch GameFace Match of the Days, interviews and other video content that we provide, all in an easy to access newsfeed. Live scoring makes a return, with the latest up-to-date scores on game day for each match being played delivered straight to your phone right in the change rooms after the game. You can now also view stats in more detail, such as best players of the round, the ladder, team lists, as well as leading goal scorers for the division. Our club pages have been reworked, now with more of a one-stop shop for vital information. Here you can view dedicated content for your club, such as purchasing merchandise, memberships and much more. We're ready to tackle this footy season, so make sure you download the brand new GameFace digital record app.
Get your game face on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
So we're going to do live and loose from the Mexican night.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for everyone on the stage tonight.
What an outstanding tournament it's been, Paul Wilson.
Unbelievable.
Thanks to Gameface, we're live at Red Hill, where Bonbeach, who are coming off a 111-point win in round one, have started very impressively again with 6 goals in the first quarter on the road against a Red Hill side that, of course, won the Division 2 Premiership in 2019, back the last time we had normal football, if you will, no football in 2020. They came back and defeated the Div 1 Premiers Dramana in round one impressively and unfurled their flag this afternoon. But it does look like, at this stage, a pretty tough day at the office. They're playing okay, Red Hill, but their opposition look in pretty sharp form. We'll head around the grounds thanks to Frankie Photography, and we can tell you that the Frankston Bombers have extended their lead to 38 points over Edithvale Aspendale, 7-4 to 1-2. Mount Eliza with a 2-goal advantage over Frankston YCW, 5-3 to 3-3. Rosebud have just edged their way in front. They kicked the last goal of the game there early in the second term to lead Dramana 3-2 20 to 2-4 16. And Pines lead Sorrento by 11 points, 4-2 26 to 2-3 15.
Could be a bit of an upset brewing up there at Pines.
Potentially. Nathan Burke's old football club, of course, Pines, but Braden Glom is with us. Your thoughts here on the first quarter? I think both sides playing well, but Bonbeach looked pretty sharp.
Yeah, just as we were just discussing off air, it's just at the moment, Red Hill is struggling to get their ball hands on the ball. When they've got it, they've been working the ball okay and getting it forward, but just struggling with the spread of Bonbeach and getting back in defence is just making it so hard for Red Hill to move the ball forward. And once Bonbeach have got their hands, they're just off and away at the minute. So Bonbeach definitely on top early, but if Red Hill could just got to start getting their hands on the footy a bit more and start getting some more outside movement, and I think it's going to be uber competitive.
Yeah, I mean, 4 goals to zip, you were thinking at that point that it had last week written all over it, that 24 goal to 6 game when Bonbeach just dominated. But Red Hill did respond. I mean, they kicked 3 to 2 from that point on and tightened the contest up a little bit. It's probably, you just look at the way both sides go forward, and as you mentioned a couple of times, Bonbeach is set up and transition in defence when they get possession of the ball, compared to Red Hill when the ball goes inside 50 at the other end against them. How easily Bonbeach is setting up shots at goal. It's
penetrating their defence quite easily early days. Just some notes coming in from the Sorrento game. Sorrento missing 5 of their starting 22 last week, so giving Pines a little advantage. Eric Bell reserve. You'd think though Sorrento quite a strong side.
4 goals.
Struggling
to 2,
early in the year, but you'd think they'll come good eventually.
Yeah, and they can still find their way to get back into that contest. So we'll now have Bonbeach attacking to the right of screen. Trent Dennis Lane coming off 7 last week has already kicked a couple. Plenty of ex-AFL or around the fringes of AFL in this. I mean, Stephen Morris not available for Red Hill today, but would be one as well. Spoke about the St Kilda contingent of Gilbert, Armitage, Dennis Lane in the Bonbeach team. I think Justin Peckett coaches the under-19s as well. He's got a couple of sons that are coming through well. I think he's actually got 7 or 8 sons in real life, Justin Peckett, but I think he's got a couple of them that look all right with the footy. Daniel Goins roaming around the grounds too. Yeah, absolutely. We spoke about Mitchell Jan, who was obviously on the fringes of the AFL, playing in the VFL. He spoke about, was it Fletcher that was also around the mark? So about to start this second term, margin is 18 points. Still not sure where Bonbeach's second behind came from, but It has been universally accepted as such, unless that ball that went out on the full did sneak in for a point and it was overruled, but it was definitely kicked in from behind the behind post, as if it was out on the full.
Yeah.
So, second quarter getting underway. Our Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. In fact, the scoreboard appears to be changing as we speak. I thought we were right.
I backed you in, mate.
Nice little vindication there, 6-1-37. As they work it forward here, Red Hill. Mark taken by Fletcher. Chips it over the top. Important start to the second quarter if they can get on the board there. The target was again Ross. He stepped his way through, snaps around the body. What a wonderful goal that is.
Game changer goal of the day. Ross kicks his third.
Picked it up off his toes and off a step, just drilled it.
The snap around his body.
I think was their winning score.
Just finds a way to get his hands on the ball. And you don't think he's not going to get there. He just finds a way to sneak it and gets a lot of shots on goal.
So the margin just 11 points now. It was 22. So Red Hill going okay.
Just the start they needed, Red Hill. Hit the scoreboard early.
And Ross the star at this stage. Early contender for best on ground thanks to the Frankston RSL.
Single-handedly keeping him in it at the moment. So McDonald, Armitage all in the middle again. All the big bodies for Bonbeach. Ball thrown up in the air. Irving trying to get the clearance early. Blocked down, he gets out now. Great shepherd there by his teammate. Gets the ball moving forward. Ross probably won't quite get there. Gets cut off. Oh, two big Bonbeach bodies collide. All look to be okay though. They're moving the ball out now up the wing. Kicks it wide. Yeah, great spread again there by Bonbeach. It's about, who's that out there? Is that Hullett, I think, with the ball? Yep. Plays on, cuts him board. Moving here. Should be cut off by Siverson, and he does well. Takes a great mark.
Well judged.
That's what he's good at, Siverson. Playing off his player, reading the ball well, taking the intercept marks.
Good kick.
That's Gagliarini putting the ball in forward. Might get run out of bounds. It does. Good pressure by Ross there.
Yeah, be a little bit nervous if the ball hits the ground and he's somewhere in the vicinity, as we saw with that last goal there. No wonder they were sort of trying to push that towards the boundary.
It's a good start from Red Hill, finding the ball to get forward a bit easier now. Very congested up there in their forward line. Ball comes out to the wing. Should be coming straight back though. Siverson again with an intercept mark.
Touched off the boot, I think they called.
Oh, jeez. How's that not a free kick? Bloke just got taken out. Play on though. Looks to be okay, Hullett. Red Hill just progressing the ball forward. Almost wet weather footy there, just punching the ball forward.
Yeah, that last one felt like the rule for unrealistic attempts.
Been happy to let the game go early, the umpires. Hasn't been too much being called. As soon as I say it, there goes a free kick. Getting a high one.
Is real.
So can they weave their way through again? Plenty of numbers wide of the ball. Plenty of Red Hill numbers there as well. So they go with the handball, play on, straight up the guts for Armitage. Probably wasn't the play, had a player all over him. They work it out well through Gilbert. He'll try his turn. Yeah, well defended there. There's a bit going on behind the ball as well.
Yeah, Hewlett's presented pretty well. They obviously had a couple of shots to goal in the first quarter. He's been working up the ground on that far side in the early stages of the second quarter.
Got McDonald one-on-one in the square with Mould. That'll be interesting. The ball gets down here. Here's a chance. Renouf just overrunning it. Another ball up. Siverson now dropping back to take McDonald. Probably the wise call. Gilbert out of that middle. Yeah, it's a great hit-up lead. Murray now with the ball. tries to go to McDonald off the side of the boot, though. Allsop should clean it up, but McDonald pressured him well. Siverson coming through, though.
Well done, McDonald.
McDonald there did all the work.
Ooh.
Oh, he's paid a free kick again.
Off a defend off, actually, I think. No, he put the arm out the
Pretty
wrong way.
unlucky there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fair tackle.
Initially, the umpire put the arm out the wrong way as if he'd paid a fend off, but corrected himself.
Gets it out to Fletcher. Starting to find a bit of the ball. Kicks it to a big pack. And it should be held up there for a ball up.
So margin sitting at 11 points. Bonbeach scoreless so far in the quarter as Win Pope wins that little tap down. They'll work their way out of this contest via McEnroe, who was then dispossessed. Bennett, who's been really busy, gave it to Gilbert. Dispossessed. Allsop, lovely step through traffic. Didn't get a possession away, but was able to clear the space nicely. Irving sends Red Hill down towards attacking 50. That's a great mark taken there by McLean, I think it is, from the side. As the ball is sent now towards the outer side wing. And this is where Bonbeach can be dangerous. If they get a little bit of space, but shut down there by Red Hill, they'll chip it over the top.
They've done well to shut it down here. Normally, stopping them from playing on there, which is what they've been doing the whole first quarter, Bonbeach, is having been forced to move the ball a bit slower now, which is good by Red Hill.
And Corrigan went to the wing and just showed a little bit too much of the ball there to Hawkins, and the Red Hill man was able to come across and punch that over the boundary line. So outer side, smack bang on centre wing, 11-point lead, but it was as much as 22. So the contest very much on. Red Hill doing okay now around the stoppages as Mitchell gets it back again after handballing that over the top and then kicks the ball out of bounds on the full, just trying to hit up down the line. Free kick will go the way of Stenning for Bonbeach. Just chips it in short, finds a target in Coates. They move it on quickly. Nice defensive pressure again by Hawkins for the second time, but they maintain possession here. Comes through towards Gent, one of the goal scorers in the first term. Had 24 possessions last week in their big round one win. Draws the man, goes over the top by hand. Left foot ball, lovely kick. We spoke about Hewlett's ability to hit up on the lead. And he gets down there again, and he might actually be reversed. He has, well.
Scaglarini did well to suck the umpire in there. I don't think there was much in it.
The phrase is sucked in. That is 100% correct. And the ball reversed.
Put a whole lot of mayo on that there, I think, Scaglarini. Play on, though.
The transition is on here, taken by Mock. Feeds it back by hand towards Mitchell. And now Red Hill, who could have been facing a 7th goal against, have now worked the ball down towards half forward. Trapped, good speed there by Powell, who runs around, goes long on the left. They've got the height advantage there, and it's just cleared the line for a point. The mark was taken, but a little bit too much carry on the kick from Powell, and it's 4-3, playing 6-1, 10 points the margin.
Starting to move the ball a lot better now, Red Hill. Looking a lot more confident when they've got the ball in hand as well. Bonbeach moving it out through Gilbert. He's getting a lot of the ball this quarter. Armitage now. Both former St Kilda players teaming up there.
Not the first time they would have done that.
So every player's pushing across to the far wing now. Should be pretty congested again. Red Hill winning the ball over. Dipasquale gets a handball, but cut off again by Gilbert. Racking it up. Oh, great kicking board too. Moving the ball forward. Dennis Lane. Jeez, again, Mock just can't quite keep up with him. Plays on though. Ken didn't have to, but he makes it harder for himself. Going to kick the goal. It's a great finish. That's a fantastic goal there. Dennis Lane kicks his third.
Yes, that was a beautiful, great. I mean, he played on it expecting there to be a player over the top, but there wasn't. He was 55, 60 metres out and just turned and said, well, there's no one to kick to. But he was too far out to score, so he had the presence of mind to step back inside, take on the tackle, had the strength to beat that tackle. And then that gave him a pretty straightforward shot at goal, I guess, in the end, and that he could steady and just kick straight from 45 metres.
So it's just a couple of times early in this contest that Mock's just been caught on the back foot a few times with Bonbeach moving the ball forward, and Dennis Lane just getting that few. You can't be giving him a few extra metres, especially with their swift ball movement. It's just too easy.
And the influence of Gilbert in the quarter has been pretty significant. Pretty decisive win there
Get
by...
it again out the side here. Armitage burns him though.
Yeah, he does. Bouncing ball forward there. Waterstone couldn't take possession. The ball's kicked out. It should come straight back in though. They should chip this over the top. Mark will be taken. In fact, it won't be. It'll get there on the bounce. 52 metres
got
out. Measures to Dennis Lane, who drops the mark. Went straight through the fingers. And he's clapping their hands in front of us there. He knows he missed an opportunity. He had a metre on Mock on the lead. And he put it down.
Looking for him every time they're going forward, aren't they, Dennis Lane?
And he's generally rewarding them. He's got his hands on his head, frustrated. He could have kicked for his fourth there. Boundary throw in about 40 around from their goal. Trying to squeeze the hand pass out there was Hogan. Siverson gave that one off to Fletcher. Long ball forward. Numbers here with Bonbeach. They don't take the mark though, so they're not out of the woods. Stenning feeds the hand pass back. Corrigan, they're conceding territory but maintaining possession. Douglas, little chipping ball. And now they can cut back inside. Linking up well by hand, drifting into a bit of space, but the kick was errant. They could have dropped that either into the lap of Chappell or hit up Hewlett. They went in between, and it is Siverson who's had a pretty good quarter.
Done well, though. Di Pasquale should get on the end of this. Runs onto it now. Plenty of options here now, Red Hill. Plenty of numbers. Should work their way up nicely. Kicking board. Yeah, well done. Again, runners. In forward. I can't quite see who's gone to. His take. That's got to be paid up, Mark. I can't quite see who that is just yet.
That is Patterson.
Did well there. Found a bit of space there, Patterson, and great kicking board. I think it was Hawkins hitting him up, coming off the wing.
Done some good things out there on that wing, Hawkins.
Siverson probably got 4 or 5 intercept marks this quarter, just finding a bit of space and just transitioning it so well. So it's so important to Red Hill's side, getting his hands on the ball and moving them forward.
Just missed.
Sliding to the left.
Got to take those chances. 4-4 to 7-1. Ball sent out wide. Mark taken here by Coates. The instinct is always to go, but he couldn't that time. McLean.
Plenty of numbers in the corridor here at Bonbeach.
That was Benjamin McLean as they link up into the middle. McDonald, who's been such a dominant force, had 24 possessions again last week, goes to Armitage.
Stamatis all on his own. Should go to him. He does.
He does, and he marks it. 2 kicks from goal. Dennis Lane's got a one-on-one in the goal square, but they'd be more inclined to try to hit something up shorter. Now they go to the lead of Dennis Lane, and this time he takes the mark. He only needed one more look at it. He spilt the last one out here, but he wasn't going to drop the next. And he's just got a little bit too much speed on the lead. He got away from Mock once more and took the mark 35 metres out and can line up for his 4th. You're right, they just looked for him. They were waiting for the lead. Had to be a good kick, and this is the part of Dennis Lane's game where he very, very rarely makes a mistake. He'll kick from 35, and that one looks pretty good. Oliver just leans back and says, that's number 4, and it's number 8 for Bonbeach, who get 2 in a row and re-establish their control. They lead by 21 points, 8-1-49. Red Hill 4-4-28. Kicked 7 last week, and he's serious danger of bettering that this afternoon with 4 well before half-time.
Bonbeach is doing what they're so good at, just getting the ball into the corridor. It's so hard to defend with fast ball moving into the corridor. Opens the forward line right up, and Dennis Lane just the beneficiary at the moment. It's a great kick in there board to McDonald before.
That was a beauty.
There's Tomatis trying to win the ball. Ball out the back now. Got Armitage if he wants him. Couldn't quite get the ball to him though. Oh, just his big body wins out in the end. Bit too strong for the younger Red Hill team at the moment. Armitage. Again, gets the ball, kicks it forward. Not much kicker to. Siverson should cut it off. He does. Oh, couldn't quite get hands on it though. Well done there. Yeah, good ball use there. Just settling things down a little bit. Should hold it up.
Oh dear.
Just wasn't aware that he was there. He was probably a bit stiff. I thought he's probably inside the protected zone, but wasn't paid anyway. Well, that's a big collision. Mock, and he's paid the free kick to McDonald.
Advantage. He's going to kick 5.
It's a big hit there. Mock lined up McDonald from a while away. McDonald all fine though. And Dennis Lane lining up for number 5.
It all worked out well there because they had the one-on-one, but you wonder whether perhaps it wasn't the best time to take advantage when you were surrounded, but they got the job done.
It's good stuff by Bennett there, winning the free kick initially. And they kick away.
9-1 playing 4-4, 20. Just as Red Hill had that long running shot that would have got them within a kick when the mark was taken just beyond the line.
Got some around the grounds thanks to Frankie Photography in the Division 2. We've got Karingal going head-to-head with Langwarrin. That should be a good clash. We've got 4-3-27 to 3-7-25. Karingal leading by 2 points. In the second quarter there, Hastings versus Mornington, currently leading them by 2 goals. Devon Meadows taking on Crib Point. At Devon Meadows, currently 3-3-21 to 4-6-30. And Somerville playing Rye at Somerville Recreation, 5-6-36 to 6-2-38. Rye currently leading. Thanks to Frankie Photography.
So some tight contests. There's a boundary throw in on the outer side wing. As we see a change, Tyson Murray comes back onto the ground for Bonbeach, and he's got a fair bit of space if they happen to win the footy. They don't. It goes forward for Red Hill. No mark taken down there at centre half forward. Tackle pressure comes from Matthew Douglas of Bonbeach, and the ball to be bounced 60 around from Red Hill's goal, who need to jag at least one before half-time. We're at about the 20-minute mark of the second term.
So the last 5 minutes, Bonbeach has lifted their midfield pressure immensely, and it's just helping out their backs, which in return, giving them plenty of space going forward. And this is so hard to go with. It's so quick in transition.
So the ball to be bounced again. A lot of numbers around the ball. Just the difference when there is space on offer between the two sides at the moment. That is telling the scoreboard tale. Red Hill hanging in there, though. They need to just jag one back here. Good quick hands.
Ross again.
And the long running shot at goal, and that's number 4.
So creative.
Well, it's been a shootout.
He's probably kicked the 3 goal of the game for the game changer so far, Ross.
5 at one end.
Couple of highlights. He'll be loving it.
Yeah, he's proving to be the reason why they stay in the game at the moment with a long running shot there. He's kicked 4. Dennis Lane has kicked 5. Bit of sledging for to change players.
We love that.
21 points to the margin, 21 minutes into the second quarter. The ball back in the middle. Bonbeach leading it 9-1 to 5-4. Been super accurate, 10 scoring shots to 9 at this stage. Good ruck work there by Hogan. No one can get an effective clearance away. Hogan's second effort was good, just to shovel out a hand pass, but
Marcazani wrapped up. Gilbert, the everywhere man at the minute.
Yeah, he's had a big quarter. A lot of their key players have Bennett, McDonald, Armitage. Obviously, Dennis Lane has kicked another 3 in this term. As they work their way forward again, and they'd be a little nervous. Spiked over the top there by Hawkins, who's done some good defensive things, to Allsop. Risky hand pass there, and just breaking through. It was a very good tackle there. Frampton and Allsop were the two that had to get themselves out of that trouble, and they did. And they win the free kick for holding the ball. It goes out wide to Mitchell and then Mould, and Mould chips it over the top. Mark taken here on the half-back flank by Harris.
He's got Di Pasquale at the back if he wants him. Probably can't quite get it there.
Floats it down towards the wing position. Lovely intercept mark taken there, and the long searching ball in from Corrigan towards that man, Dennis Lane. He just ran underneath that as it drifted over the top. Del Lago, Red Hill with a little bit of space. Bounces it up towards the wing. If this can get its way through, then they are an outside chance here, but Gilbert closed the space down really well just to put the pressure there on Mould. And it's worked down towards the boundary line, and the umpire comes in and says, I'm going to pay deliberate out of bounds, and give the free kick to Red Hill on the outer side wing. I think I said off here, they don't pay deliberate that much.
Mitchell now with the ball.
Metro Leagues, and they do, and a 50.
Umpires having plenty to say the last minute or two. Be looking for Ross being on the move here. It's Mitchell with the ball. He's been brought right back. He's probably within 45. Jesus, it's a big 50.
Yeah,
maybe even further. He might be close to the goal.
That's the old one. We'd want to buy real estate off that guy.
That might be a 70-metre free kick. So shot on goal now. generally a pretty good kick for goal. Proves me right. Didn't put the moz on him, luckily. So just stems the flow a little bit, that Red Hill. The last 2 goals of the game.
Yeah, they're fighting pretty hard. I mean, clearly there's a forward matchup at the other end that's been a real problem for them. If they could find a way to curtail that. I mean, Dennis Lane's kicked their last 4 for Bonbeach. Apart from that, Red Hill have been pretty good. I mean, it was 4 goals to zip. It's been 6-5 since then, and 4 of the 5 have come to one player. So they're getting enough of the ball inside 50. They've 10 scoring shots each.
Made a change down deep as well. They now put Hawkins onto Dennis Lane.
Yeah. They had to do that. He was going to kick 12 otherwise. He still might.
Red Hill moving it out of the middle.
Yeah. That's good link-up play there as they sweep the hand pass over the top. That was good work by Mould. And then the ball delivered forward. Can they snag another one here before half-time as the mark was taken there by De Pasquale. Sent out wide. Gilbert will try to get there first. Cleaned up
by Irving.
By Irving. And now the chipping ball was partially smothered on its way back inside 50. But Red Hill really upping the pressure. Can they jag another little bit of space here? Hand pass comes through. They might just get that opportunity.
Snap on goal.
Left foot snap down towards the goal square mark defensively in the goalkeeper role for Bonbeach. That got some of the locals excited as it was in flight. That ball sent out wide. Backpedaling there is Armitage, who takes a good mark and then plays on out the back. Trying to get back onto his left foot there. And eventually he does. He was able to just hold his composure, but then turns the kick over as we reach the 25-minute mark of the term.
Had numbers everywhere on board, chose to ignore it, and now he's just kicked a ball down the line just to be turned over.
Ugly looking kick. And a bounce here. So if Red Hill could kick one more before half-time, get the margin into single figures, or Bonbeach conversely could get the margin out beyond 20 if they could kick one. So a pretty important next goal.
Gilbert sucking in the big one still after that big collision with Irving.
Yeah, that was a good hit. That would have been as hard as any he would have copped over the journey. Is that
running into a brick wall?
200-game AFL career. Boundary throw in just under the light towers where the 50 meets the boundary on the outer side. So the latter stages of the quarter. Hand pass out the back, works its way towards Coates of Bonbeach. Now Sam Gilbert, little underground hand pass, fed forward towards Bennett. Bennett kept his feet very nicely, paddled the ball along in front of himself. Delivered it down towards McDonald at half forward. In a one-on-one, took a good strong mark there against a nice defending player in Siverson. Moves it on quickly, goes long towards an unguarded goal. Will it get the bounce? The contest in the goal square was well made there. Hawkins pushing back.
He's been massive in defence.
He has, and he conceded it behind. 9-2 plays 6-4. Margin is 16 points.
Numbers out this near wing. Gets it over the top. Yeah, well contested. He's paid the front on contact there. Pretty unlucky there.
Daniel
Bonbeach.
Yeah.
Siverson getting off the leash again. A chance for a late goal here, Red Hill. Moving the ball well. Goes in ball to Mould, off to the other Mould. Linking up well there, off to De Pasquale. Shot on goal coming up for Red Hill. Chooses to kick it off. Numbers everywhere. Bonbeach looking a bit gassed later in the quarter. A lot of hands on hips. So this to bring it back to within a couple kicks.
Daniel McNamara should kick the goal from there. It'll be 30 metres out directly in front.
Puts it through. Good finish in the end. So again, what we saw there, Siverson is so important in the link-up. I'd love to see how many score involvements he's had in the Red Hill scores. He seems to be creating just about everything for them.
Well, I got out to 27 points maybe 6 or 7 minutes ago. Back to 10 now, 9-2 to 7-4. Been playing 28 minutes in the second term, so halftime siren imminent.
So quite similar to the first quarter. Bonbeach getting off the leash a little bit, but Red Hill just with the arm wrestling it back into their favour, and well, not so much their favour, but getting back into the contest late in quarters.
4 goals 2 to 3 goals 1 in the quarter their way, so they've been able to win the second quarter and cut that margin down. Allsop there gave the hand pass out. Can they go forward again? Kick partially smothered. Bonbeach should win this back in the middle of the ground. Hurried snap out into a little bit of space. Charging out on the lead there was Waterstone. Tried to feed the hand pass back. A good contest made there, low to the ground by Chappell. And the umpire will come in and call for a bounce. 70 around from the Bonbeach goal. They lead by 10. Not a lot of footy left.
25 minutes gone in the quarter.
Ball sent out towards the boundary side. Bouncing ball back down the line. It's been dragged in. The umpire on the wrong side of that contest. And showing a bit of leniency there to Jake Mould, who gets up last from that contest. 9-2 plays 7-4.
Watch the sweeper here for Bonbeach. Chappell out the back.
Great play by.
We'll get to him.
McDonald there, good strength. And you're right, it will get through to Chappell,
Should
but he's
win a
wrapped
free
up
kick.
straight away.
Probably missed one there, the umpire.
Yeah,
Looked
over
to be
the
wrapped
shoulder.
around the head. Yep.
Against Del Lago. So the ball tossed up again in the wing position. Armitage stood tall there, shoveled the hand pass about 20 metres forward. Ball will eventually come out. Can they generate it inside 50? Good pressure, though, from Red Hill. Allsop has had a good quarter. Got clipped over the shoulder. Play on advantage is McEnroe, who sends this one down the line. Good aggression there, charging through by Irving, who we've seen really show that. Goes out to the path there of Ross, who will gather. Can't quite get enough space. Brought down in a very good tackle, and the umpire will come in and call for a bounce. Ball thrown up, forward pocket for Red Hill. Ross looking there for his 5th to match Dennis Lane at the other end. Clearing ball from Bonbeach. Ruckman and Pope forced to defend. And passed down the line towards Hogan and eventually squirted over for a boundary throw-in. 10-point margin just underneath the scoreboard. 56 plays 46 Bonbeach lead. Good hands.
Oh, could have been a throw.
And Gilbert there just trying to knock that one down. And then he puts the block on. Ball kicked down the line, close to the boundary line, and almost pulled in there with a one-hander from Hewlett, who was pulled off the football with one arm. I think it's a reasonable shout. Red Hill player down behind the play, just picking himself up very slowly out there, Del Lago.
Crowd giving Mike a bit of a hard time.
Armitage squeezes that on the non-preferred. Will bounce it inside 50. A couple of Red Hill players collide, and a really good tackle was put on there and rewarded by Mitchell Gents. Right up against the fence.
That's about 5 metres.
Short to Armitage, who takes the mark. And I agree, if you measure that out in steps, it hasn't gone far as Armitage moves it on quickly again into Chappell. Similar distance, but just in improving the angle a little bit. He then plays on quickly down towards the goal square, and a good defensive mark taken, although touched off the boot, so play on. It was Mock, who's had a tough first half. Sends it up towards the wing position. They've got the numbers here, Bonbeach. The ball just had to get through, and it did. Coates sends him up inside 50. Now it's Gilbert who's got himself into an attacking position. Ball hits the deck.
Well done by Siverson there. They just blazed away there, Bonbeach. Had a lot more time than they thought. They had numbers everywhere as the siren sounds. They currently lead Bonbeach 9-2, 56. Red Hills 7-4, 46. Strong first half.
Yeah, it was. So 3 goals 1 in that quarter to Bonbeach, 4 goals 2 to Red Hills. So they've reduced the margin from 17 points back to 10 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, all for Jeff Wignall forward this afternoon. So big second half to come. We'll review some of the better players in that first half very shortly. And we'll also work out whether Red Hill can maintain that momentum they picked up in the latter stages of that quarter with the last 3 goals and potentially get over the top and record their second win. A reminder also about the Game Face Game Day record. You can check that out either via our social media channels or by downloading the app. It has previews and team lists and stat summaries and all that you need to know across the competition. So make sure you check that out. And, of course, on the app you can get live scores from all of the venues around the land, and you can get your game face on.
G'day everyone, Reece from GameFace here. Are you looking to elevate your club's social media to the next level? GameFace are here to help. We can help your club reach its supporters and sponsors easily with the use of engaging and visually appealing content. Action photography to capture your players at their best in the action. Player profiles to highlight your players with fun facts and potentially stats sold separately. Entertaining player interviews during both media days and on game days. Visually appealing social media videos for your sponsors, plus other graphic design tailored to meet your personal club needs. You can give your sponsors a massive thank you for supporting your club with logo placement upon all social media content that GameFace will generate for you. Our packages for social media content are affordable enough for every club to experience the GameFace touch. To take advantage of the packages, get in touch with us now. And don't forget to get your GameFace on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
Welcome to the 2021 edition of the Game Face Record app, jam-packed with the newest features to help you get the best information for your club and competition this 2021 footy season. New users will now be prompted to sign up via Facebook or email to help out with our new interactive features. Here you'll be prompted to select which team you follow for one of the leagues that GameFace provides its coverage to. You'll be notified for updates exclusive to that team that you follow. More teams can be followed once you're in the app. Some other exciting features include the new social media capabilities. The newsfeed from our designated Facebook groups is now synchronised through Facebook, so you can now get the league's latest news right through our app. GameFace is now also introducing GameFace TV alongside the new update. Here, you'll be able to watch GameFace Match of the Days, interviews, and other video content that we provide, all in an easy-to-access newsfeed. Live scoring makes a return, with scores on game day for each match being played delivered straight to your phone, right in the change rooms after the game. You can now also view stats in more detail, such as best players of the round, the ladder, team lists, as well as leading goal scorers for the division. Our club pages have been reworked, now with more of a one-stop shop for vital information. Here you can view dedicated content for your club, such as purchasing merchandise, memberships, and much more. We're ready to tackle this footy season, so make sure you download the brand new GameFace digital record app.
Get your game face on.
Welcome back to Red Hill, where the game is at an interesting position at half-time, all thanks to a game face. The last 3 goals of the first half going the way of the home side, Red Hill, closing the gap from 27 points back to 10. Bonbeach have led for the entirety of the first half. Trent Dennis-Lane, the goal-kicking star, with 5, although Ross with 4 for Red Hill has helped keep them afloat. An interesting contest where it's looked like Red Hill have been sort of chasing tail all day, and they probably have been, but they've stayed in the contest. I am alongside Braden Glom. Your thoughts on some of the better players? We'll start off with Red Hill and I guess some of the players that helped get them back into the game that have really impressed you.
Well, definitely Jonas Siverson. He's definitely been the biggest creator for them. Interesting, though, I did see John O'Ross limping off the ground. He is out there at the moment, so maybe a rolled ankle or something in the last contest of the quarter. James Fletcher came off with ice on the hamstring, so you'd say his day's done. He was getting quite a bit of the ball, but Dipper Squally seems to be finding a bit. Scaglarini was impressive in the first half, but yeah, for me, Siverson's definitely the key player and probably the key player coming into the second half for Red Hill. Bonbeach, well, there's so many dominating at the moment. Sam Gilbert's probably on track for the Frankston RSL best on ground. He probably had about 30 disposals in the last quarter, but McDonald and obviously Trent Dennis-Lane, as you mentioned, kicking 5 goals, all firing.
Yeah, they've been super. Gent Bennett particularly good early, not as much in the second quarter, but was pretty good. Hewlett's been okay, certainly up the ground or pushing up the ground and generated a couple of shots at goal. And other guys that have done their bit. McLean off half-back, Coates has been all right.
Gil Renouf getting a bit of loose out the back, which has been pretty good.
So the umpires out there, both sides back out on the ground. We might head around the grounds as well, thanks to Frankie Photography, and just see where we're at across a couple of these other venues. There's some tight games to this stage. Frankston Bombers with the first 2 goals of the second half lead Edithvale Aspendale by 45 points, 11-4 to 3-7. Mount Eliza by 16 points over Frankston YCW, 9-5 to 6-7. Dramana have edged their way in front of Rosebud by 5 points, 7-8-50 to 6-9-45. And Pines lead by that same margin, 5 points against Sorrento, 6-7-43 to 5-8-38. All of those matches in the third quarter. Our game slightly behind, but a later start, a later finish to the 2s, plus the unfurling of the flag as well. And we've got a few more as well.
Yeah, a couple from Division 2. We've got Coringal currently trailing by 4 points to Lang Warren. Hastings and Mornington all squared up into the third quarter, 6 goals, 7 apiece. Devon Meadows and Crib Point, another tight one. So tight games all around the grounds at the moment. Devon Meadows up by a point to Crib Point, and Somerville trailing Rye by a kick.
And we're just about to get underway here, with the margin is 10 points. It's a game that in reality has felt a little bit more than that. It's felt like, and for a lot of it has been a bit more than that, but the fact that it is a 10-point game, credit to the home side. Armitage gets the first clearance of the second half for Bonbeach, floats it wide. Good spoil put on from the back of that contest by Sullivan for Bonbeach, who was caught out of position, and will end up with a bounce on our broadcast side wing.
Ross seems to be moving okay early, so maybe just a stinger.
He's got Gazzola for company, having kicked 4 goals in the first half. Nice ruck work there from Hogan. Ball sent forward initially there by Red Hill. Nice clearance takeaway there from Stenning. Gave it off towards McDonald, and forward they go towards Dennis Lane, who takes the mark on a long lead. A fair way out from home. Gonna have to kick this.
Looks to be so confident at the moment.
You have to kick this about 53. And on the mark, a step or two inside 50, going for goal number 6, Trent Dennis-Lane. It has kicked beautifully all through the afternoon. Hasn't looked like missing. That one sits up, and that one just floats over the top of the goal umpire's head. Did not have to move a muscle, and Trent Dennis-Lane has kicked 6, 2 minutes into the second half, having kicked 7 last week. So he is charging away at the top of the leaderboard, the goal-kicking front, and a big goal for Bonbeach, who just keep Red Hill at arm's distance. 16 points, 10-2-62 to 7-4-46.
Just the start they needed.
That answered the run of 3 consecutive goals and proving to be the difference.
Just managing to keep that cushion, aren't they, after the first early goals at the start of the match. Just managed to keep that cushion of a couple goals at least. McDonald should get a free kick there. Wasn't paid. Was probably held. It'll be another ball up. Gilbert in there again.
Gilbert with the family along, carried his kid out onto the ground at the start of the second half.
I think it's Siverson copping a high one there, was it?
Yep.
Yep. Plenty of players on here. We can use the ball properly. He does. Moves it on to McEncrow. Gets the ball forward. Ross just falls at his feet. Free kick to Red Hill here. Going to Mould. Was getting held by McLean there.
Ross for a second thought about taking the advantage.
That one again cut off. Should come back again. Mitchell looking inboard. Plenty of leading players, but Bonbeach players everywhere. Cut it off easily. It's Coates. Getting it out to Renouf. Plenty of space now. Gets around his player. Ran a fair while, but gets away with it. Now Bennett again, moving the ball forward. Dennis Lane probably could have a shot. Moves onto his right foot. Snaps it around the corner. And that one slides across for a behind.
6-1 for Trent Dennis Lane, 10-3, 63 Bonbeach, Red Hill 7-4, 46, 17 points to the margin.
Probably had other options there, Dennis Lane, but when you've already kicked 6 goals, why not have another crack?
Yeah, he didn't miss by a long way either. So they've just got to hang in there, Red Hill. You wonder how many challenges they've got in them. They can't let this get too far away. That's a lovely ball on the way out. To
Mould gives it off to Mitchell.
Yes.
Good ball movement early here. Got a man over top if he wants him. Goes that way. Should take possession. Plenty of pressure on though. Ross all on his own. What can he do? Quick handball off. Could have been a throw. Wasn't paid. Snap on goal. Jeez, it's a massive effort there. Just sliding to the right-hand side though by McNamara. Ross probably getting away with a throw there, but
yep.
Play on.
So long searching ball out of there.
Looking for Armoured Edge.
Yeah, we can't take the mark. Good intercept ball there by Frampton.
Numbers everywhere. Good to reset here. Red Hill plays on though. Yeah, well done. Mole will take an easy mark.
Tough kick though. Although that gets you a little closer.
No one manning Ross. Probably the one man you want to be manning. It's for his 5th of the day. Shootout at both ends so far.
Yeah, we keep talking about Trent Dennis Lane with 6. This will be 5.
Ooh, kicks it a bit fat. Hit the belly of the ball there. Pushes it across to the left-hand side. Be a bit disappointed with that.
7-6 plays 10-3. 15 points to the margin. So Bonbeach, a couple of options on the way out. There is a short ball here for Gazzola if they wish to use it. But, of course, he can play on now and leave the square. And now they'll go short towards Jens, who takes the mark in the back pocket. Still got Gazzola floating around over the top. Long ball down the line. Gilbert will have to fly against a couple. Used the body very early there and got the all clear. The umpire as it's moved on to Chappell. Chappell running around and giving that over the top towards Casey. And just like that, they transition very close to the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. So just went a little wide on the kick. And it was Renouf that took that mark, but underneath the scoreboard. So free kick goes the way of Red Hill. Turned over straight back to Chappell, who's had some handy touches over the course of the afternoon. 15-point lead to his team.
Got Gilbert in the pocket if he wants him.
Goes shorter
Still
than
got
that.
Plenty of space.
Yeah, got Casey. And
now he leads up. He'll get this one.
And he does. Wrong side for a left footer. Slightly too far out to score. Can kick it a long way, or certainly back in the day. He'll set this one up towards the top of the goal square. He just caught a long way behind. That's a very good defensive mark taken.
Could be 50.
Second last line of defence.
Siverson again.
Yeah,
so strong in the air.
Taken 7 or 8 intercept marks this afternoon. Been close to their best player. He and Ross goes to Allsop, who's also been pretty good, particularly in that second quarter. So they'll now attack down the outer side of the grounds.
Mitchell.
Yeah, chipping that into the middle as they'll transition down towards half forward. It'll get on the bounce. Wasn't the kindest of bounces in towards Patterson either. It just sort of jagged away from him a little bit, which allowed Bonbeach to get there in numbers. Bouncing that ball forward. Bennett again.
Great kick in board.
Yeah, it is. And the mark taken probably 65 metres from goal. They'll set it up. And again, it's a one-on-one down there. Gilbert gets out the back, trying to go off the ground.
Chappell
and eventually, they do get through for the goal.
Well done, Chappell.
And Chappell, with a couple of efforts, we spoke about some handy touches. Not many handier than that. And it's the 11th goal on the board for Bonbeach.
We're building the ball up there nicely, Red Hill, but just a few clumsy mistakes when they got up to the flank. And again, Bonbeach is so dangerous once they get possession off the back flank. So we've got Gent, Armitage and McDonald in the middle for Bonbeach. Goes the other way through to Pasquale, but McDonald arm wrestles it out. Now Gilbert, he's been feeding off the forward flank so well and hits up. And congestion up there. There'll be another ball up on the forward flank for Bonbeach, about 60 from home. All the big body midfielders around the ball at the minute. Di Pasquale gets one out the back. What can you do with this? Works it up the wing. It's a great kick in the end. Now, can they build something from this Red Hill? Plenty of numbers up forward. Got Mould in the pocket if he wants him. Chooses to ignore. Goes to Irving. It'll be chopped off. Didn't quite get everything that he wanted there. Good tackle pressure, though, by Di Pasquale. Could be rewarded. Won't be, though. It'll be another ball up.
Interesting one. Had the hands free, but not a lot of prior. But did absorb the tackle.
Armitage again using his muscle. Di Pasquale at the back though, starting to find a bit of the ball. Normally classy by foot. Turns this one over though, unfortunately. Bonbeach escaped through McDonald, but hit up hard over there. They keep it in too. They're a chance here, Red Hill. Numbers everywhere. Runners on the wings. Kicks it inboard. Where's Ross trying to use his body? Caught behind though on that one, unfortunately. And Bonbeach will work it out of the fence, although a poor kick. Be a good one-on-one here. Mitchell versus Renouf. Renouf wins out, used his body well, and he escapes. Got Armitage in board. We'll use him. Oh, couldn't quite get it on his left there. Oh, big hit behind the play too. Mole with a shot on goal. Can't quite squeeze it through. Body's flying everywhere at the minute.
A big hit. That Armitage Shepherd up on the wing a few moments ago. Margin back to 20 points with that. They've missed 3 shots, toughest shots, all from this pocket in this quarter. Red Hill with 2 goals kicked at the other end. So 2-1 to 3 behind to stretch the margin to 20 points. Corrigan with ball in hand in the defensive goal square will play on and gain another 10 or so metres. Send the long searching left foot kick out wide. Finds the intended target there in McDonald, who's followed up last week's strong game with another pretty good one today. Good kick into the middle of the grounds. Didn't have to break stride there was Casey. Held up momentarily. Goes to Corrigan, who's pushed up the middle from the kick in. Draws the man, goes to Armitage, who runs past the centre of the ground. On that left foot, measures the kick out wide. Wasn't a great kick off the boot. Sort of a look away, little left foot pass, and eventually it stepped over the boundary line before Gil Renouf could gather. And the ball to be thrown back in. So
again, just at the critical point, Red Hill, they're working the ball up so well to the forward 50, and then once there's just one skill error again this quarter, just struggling to find the last link.
So Red Hill with the takeaway and hobbling off the ground there, unaware was Lowell, and in the end the ball goes straight to Waterstone, who was following him in. Was able to get some meterage on the mark and sends that ball long.
Oh, that's a great mark. Not paid. Must have been touched.
Yeah, just got jagged out late, and now a throw has been paid, so it's going to go the way of Bonbeach to David Armitage. And that stand rule, as we're seeing, when players are getting shots at goal or free kicks or marks sort of 50 metres from goal and the man on the mark can't move, it does allow the player to get a bit of extra momentum and sort of almost run out wide past the player, gain some distance and some momentum on the kick as Armitage pulls that left footer into a hole. No mark taken, close to the boundary and eventually over for a throw.
Just chose to chip it in there, Armitage. Probably could have gone with a more penetrating ball. Get it deep to Dennis Lane. Just chip the ball into a big pack of players there. It was probably pretty easy to defend.
So the ball tossed back in. Eventually it works it out towards Gent, who couldn't quite break the tackle.
Pasquale did well there.
Yeah,
Put their head down, ran out with it.
Worked it out of here okay. And now
it to Ross.
Yep, who takes the mark on the wing.
Tries to take on, takes on with the towing, gets around him. Well done. Kicks it to a one-on-one deep down here. Patterson one-on-one, can't quite get it. Falls out the back to Marquezani though. Keeps it in, gets the dribble going. It won't go very far. It'll go out of bounds. They're struggling to link up with their forwards, Red Hill, at the moment. Moving the ball well, though. Getting it forward, at least. Look for Pasquale to be on the fly here. Tried that way. Could have been a free kick. Scaglarini gets it out, but straight to Bonbeach through Armitage at the back. Just bombs it on the boot. Yeah, well done by Hallett. Great effort by Mock there, causing the turnover. Now they're out. What can McNamara do? Takes the mark. Got Irving if he wants him. Probably got burnt there. He's all on his own on the forward flank. Finally goes his way. Now goes to Ross in the pocket.
That's good ball movement.
Great ball movement. It was good by McNamara then. Just took his time. Got the ball to Irving, who then saw the moving Ross, who had plenty of space. Now can he keep this one opposite sides from early in the quarter? Will we go the banana? Yep, run around snap. Gets that one. Kicks his fifth.
And they just won't go away. 14 points to margin. They're hanging in there. So they conceded the first 4 goals of the game. It's been a pretty even contest since then. We've got a shootout. There are only 2 multiple goal scorers on the ground. One of them's kicked 6 and the other one's kicked 5. And they just won't go away, Red Hill. 14 points to margin. 8-7 to 11-3. They've had probably the better of the quarter, I would say. They just haven't taken their chances when they've gone forward. Whereas Bonbeach had that lovely long set shot goal by Trent Dennis Lane and a lovely bit of work by Chappell at ground level.
Need to try and get a centre clearance out here, Red Hill.
So Gilbert here taking his turn in the ruck. We saw him do that occasionally in a pinch hit role at AFL level.
Pasquale in and under there.
Yeah, Gilbert actually managed to pull that out of traffic and it was then caught. So the ball to be bounced again in the middle. Sam Gilbert just doing up the shoelaces before contesting the next ruck contest. Had the strength but couldn't quite get the tap away. Armitage turns tackler at the fall and the ball to be bounced just the attacking side of the circle. Gilbert again caught behind. Ball comes down to Armitage, who's jagged little left foot ball down towards half forward. Socket out of the air, somewhat ill-effectively there by McEnroe, and eventually it comes through towards Coates, who goes into the pocket. It goes over the back. Little bit of space as it just kept running on. Threatened that left-hand goalpost and just missed from Blaine Coates. 11-4 plays 8-7. Margin is 15. As they move it on quickly. Caught out of position there was Di Pasquale.
Good by Allsop.
And Allsop chips that into the middle of the ground. Nice effective ball to Mould. Mould will chip that further afield. Gain about 25 odd metres towards Jake Mould. So Mould to Mould. Now they'll go forward towards Patterson, who was caught behind. They have got the numbers here. Good work by Irving. Breaks his way through. Goes on the outside of the boot, but Corrigan did it well. Came across nicely in the goalkeeper role. Took the defensive mark and now delivers out wide to Armitage.
Moving the ball up through Chappell now. Plenty of numbers on the wing again for Bonbeach. Siverson tried to cut it off, won't quite get there. Oh, he tried to suck him in for 50 there. It was well done by the umpire. Shouldn't fall for that. He'll chip it up to Chappell. Finding plenty of the ball. Marquezani on the mark. Be interesting to see if he tries to run around him. You know, he just bombs it down the line. I think it's out in the full, is it? Yep. So Red Hill get the ball back. I'd like to see him start taking on the game a bit more. Hitting up the 45s, getting the ball into the corridor. That's when they've looked dangerous. Working the ball up the wing through Larwell. He kicks it forward, over the top. Numbers everywhere though, has a snap on goal. Doesn't quite go through. That was Powell having a shot on goal on the left. So again, Bonbeach trying to work it out of defence. Number in the pocket if he wants it. Choose to go longer. Armitage should mark, and he does. String next kicko. Red Hill caught in front here. Yeah, well done. Great attack on the footy. Kicks it forward to Powell, but his numbers everywhere.
Oh.
He could have almost been paid. He had plenty of it. Didn't quite control on the way down to Pasquale now, looking for numbers. Mitchell couldn't quite get the handball off. Good pressure. And again, Bonbeach get out of trouble. McDonald off to Renouf. Numbers, yeah, and they're going to work their way up nicely here. They could get Dennis Lane's got plenty of space. Armitage hits up. Got him. Too easy for Bonbeach at the minute. That was just awesome ball movement.
That's been the difference between the two sides. It's just been whenever Red Hill have had a look moving the ball and trying to hit up inside 50, and then when Bonbeach have had it, just that difference in polish and cleanness. I mean, Armitage isn't, you know, a beautiful kick of the footy generally by nature, but smart enough to just do those little chipping balls inside 50.
And number 7 just pushes that one to the right-hand side.
I was about to say, it's been a really good display of kicking from Dennis Lane. Doesn't look like missing a set shot, but pushed that one right. So it's 11-6, playing 8-8. Margin is 16 points. Red Hill to bring the ball back into play again. A goal before three-quarter time. Trims that margin back under 2 goals again as it's worked out towards Siverson, who's taken plenty of marks across half-back. Goes wider than that, looking for Patterson. Nice work there, coming across and getting a hand on that ball was Benjamin McLean. And eventually over for a throw-in. In fact, it's a free kick. Chips inboard towards Corrigan. So Corrigan just inside the wing position. Done some good defensive things in this quarter. Puts it over the top.
He's finding plenty of it.
He's had probably 12 or so in this quarter. Set up that last shot at goal, which was missed. Another little chip kick. Asked a little bit there of Sullivan sort of pushing into that ball. Takes the mark. And that goes even lower again, so couldn't keep that one off the ground. Armitage followed it up, though. Sends it long towards the goal square. It just clears over the back. Well done by Allsop, who did move to play on and didn't necessarily have room to do that, but had the presence of mind to evade the tackler. Out wide they go to Scagliarini. Underneath the scoreboard, can play on down that outer side half-back line.
It's a great kick.
Yeah, there's a really good kick. Beautifully weighted ball towards Siverson. A couple of their better players on the day combining there. Chipping it out into space. Chance here, low to the ground by Larwell. Gets the hand pass out. They should be able to get a deliberate shot at goal here. Approaching and bending it through and just missing to the right-hand side.
It's a great effort there. Great ball movement by Red Hill.
1 goal, 5 on the quarter. With the game up for grabs.
Siverson again, the creator there.
Yeah, fine margins. As McLean goes into the pocket to Armitage, who must have had 15 in the third. Just brought his own ball on the netball court side. Thought about going back towards the top of the defensive goal square. Instead, sends it wide towards his former St Kilda teammate in Sam Gilbert, who marks on the half-back flank. Goes further afield, and they've got out the back again here. That was a lovely kick towards Sullivan, who goes to Gents, who can mark and run. Kick the goal from about this range in the first quarter. We'll line that one up, push it across the face, and it might stay in play. It doesn't. Red Hill would have been out had it have done so. Boundary throwing did them no favours. They would have been attacking down this broadcast side had that have sat up, but it didn't do so for Hawkins. So throw in, margin is 14 points.
21 minutes through the score, through the quarter. So getting into that extra time now. Just a messy ball up there. It's going to be thrown up again. Players absolutely everywhere. can see even from this stoppage, Bonbeach is set up behind the ball everywhere. So even if it comes out, it's probably going to be coming back. They get it out of defence now. And like I said, straight back in. But well done. He's probably been their best player today, Siverson.
Yeah, I'd say Siverson, Ross and Scagliarini have been pretty good. Mould. Margin sits at 14.
Bit of an arm wrestle the last 5 minutes. Big scrap out there. Ball just kicked forward. Should be might pay it man in front. What's he going to do? Well, he's called a ball up, has he?
Yeah, I think he has. I think he's called that.
Wasn't quite which way to go with that. Interesting call.
I reckon it was Casey that probably should have been paid the mark.
Yeah. He's put that on the foot well. Who was that? It's a cracking goal. A right foot snap.
We'll get a glimpse of who kicked that in a sec.
Fantastic.
Who's your game changer?
Not quite sure who we're going to credit that one to just yet.
Gentleman on this side, that is, I reckon that was Casey again. I reckon it was.
Yep.
Big goal in the context of the game. Margin out to 20 points. 12-5 plays 8-9. Red Hill have been able to find answers to stay in the contest when they've needed to. Can they do it again before three-quarter time? Bonbeach flexing their muscle. Armitage again brought his own footy out from the halftime break. Sends that out wide. It'll bounce towards Dennis Lane, who traps. Breaks the tackle with strength. Gave it off to Gent. Sets that one up towards goal. Across the face again. Didn't miss by much. And a little bit of some danger signs late in this quarter. Another one would push this margin out towards the 5-goal mark. Red Hill laying onto themselves. Going out wide, but they've got some numbers if this gets over the back. Not a particularly kind bounce. Dennis Lane was able to go in there and impact it. Numbers still sit with Red Hill, though. Kick partially ineffective. Dennis Lane left it behind. The ball is hand-passed over the top. It comes through towards Bennett. Bennett with a long, strong kick towards goal, and that is just about the goal of the day. It is his second, Bennett. To 8-9-57 goals to Bennett and Casey. And it's now 4-1 in the term. And the margin, the biggest it's been all afternoon.
Yeah, going to be tough now for Red Hill. Need to win a clearance here and get the ball forward. Powell in the square. Armitage again going to win a clearance. Allsop now, moving it up the wing. Can they build something here, Red Hill? Options out wide if he needs through McNamara. Takes the mark. Ross moves for him. Now, can someone link up? Powell's got to get on the move here. Standing still at the moment. Oh, probably led the wrong way. Now he's out the back. Ross should have a shot on goal, though. Does it all himself.
Whew.
Bloody hell, that's a great goal. End-to-end, game-changer goal of the day.
He's kicked 6.
He was looking for the lead through Powell, and Powell just led the complete opposite way of what he wanted. He led straight up the guts, and he probably should have been leading into the pocket. So Ross has decided to go himself and kicked an absolute ripper.
One of the things that people love most about footy, I think, is big bags of goals. We've seen it come back in the AFL with the introduction of those rules, which are opening forward lines up a bit with no players on the mark. And good to see that filtering through to all levels.
Yeah,
you love going to footy and watching someone kick 8.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? He had no right to get through that little passage there, and as Bonbeach has held off him, and he just kept on wandering through, got to about 45 and just stabbed it through.
And he's kicked goals all different ways. Marks from set shots, snaps around the body, running goals, crafty goals, picked up at ground level. And it just keeps them alive. Can they get another one before three-quarter time? As wrapped up straight away in there was Mitchell. And we'll have another bounce. Margin at 21, 13-6 to 9-9. Every time you think they're gone,
They just sneak back on in.
They just ask another question.
We might go around the grounds thanks to Frankie Photography. We got the Bombers kicking away into the final quarter there. They're now in front by 8 goals, 12-6, 78 to 4-8, 32, leading Edie Asp. There's a cracking game going on at Mount Eliza versus Frankston YCW. They're up by a kick into the last quarter.
Lovell did really well there, by the way, bouncing the ball in towards Irving. Great follow-up tackle. Play on was the call. Ball just jagging free late, which meant they were lucky. Can they get a deliberate shot at goal here? Mould will chip it out wide. Allsop can mark it. Probably just a fraction too far out to score, but he'll go towards that man again. It's turned inside out there by Ross. He'll snap that towards the top of the goal square, and it's fisted through for a behind. They just needed to hit that target. Ross got out a break, and the kick just fell short from Allsop. And that was the difference between that scrambled ball into the goal square and a more deliberate shot at goal. Margin 20 points.
We'll go back to around the grounds. Rosebud currently beating Dramana by 3 goals into the final quarter. And Sereno have hit the lead up at Pines by 2 points, heading towards the end of the third quarter.
8-10 to 8-8 as the kick-in went to Armitage, but they'll have to do that again. So Armitage will just lead back into the same spot. The kick will go a little bit longer as Corrigan plays on, sets this one up. Gilbert can normally fly. He comes across the front there, doesn't take the mark. Hewlett, not paid. Looked like he had a fair old piece of that. And he gets up pretty sore as well. And to add injury to insult, he didn't get paid the mark.
Look for Allsop to be on the fly. You're all on his own out the back.
Yeah, important that if they can jag a late one, but they can't. You hear the siren sound there. And a wasteful quarter from Red Hill, who kicked 2 goals, 6 from there, 8 shots at goal. At the other end, it was 4 goals, 4 from 8 shots at goal to Bonbeach, who lead the game by 20 points, 13-6, 84 to 9-10, 64. So an even 20-point barrier. Is it enough? They certainly look the stronger side. They look the side most likely, but with Ross in the type of form he's in, they're getting enough ball, Red Hill, to potentially make a contest of this. All of the action on our Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And, of course, we're here this afternoon for Jeff Wignall Ford. All of that on Game Face. Get your Game Face on.
Do you want your business to grow and be recognised within community sport? Would you like to expand your business reach and branding across metropolitan Melbourne and the Mornington Peninsula? With an average reach of 50,000 people weekly across our social media accounts, an average of 100,000 monthly impressions on our digital record app, GameFace can help promote and feature your business across all of our channels. Keep in the loop with existing customers and reach out with new ones via our social media content. Here, we can place your branding on graphic design content, action photography, player interviews, even witness your branding appearing on live stream broadcasts. We can also create and curate advertisements for your business to host on your social media channels as well as ours. You can be featured in EDM newsletters, have space featured on our record app, on website, and much, much more. Our packaging tiers are affordable enough to help your business experience the Game Face touch. So get in contact with us to see how we can help you. Get your Game Face on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
Three-quarter time, 1 to play. Darren Parkin here with Braden Glom. It's 13-6-84 to 9-10-64. Bonbeach leading it by 20 points. David Armitage, a prolific third quarter, would have had 15 or 16 touches in that term. Trent Dennis-Lane added another major to go to 6. Ross kicked 2 in that quarter to go to 6 of his own. Both of Red Hill's goals in that term. It's been an interesting contest. Red Hill, it's kind of felt, we were speaking about it a little bit off air, Braden, that it felt like if you watched the game without a scoreboard, you'd feel like Bonbeach were miles in front. But Red Hill, I think I described it as at no stage have they looked like they'd win this game, but at no stage have they been out of it either. It's a game where if they got on a bit of a run, they'd be a chance.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because they sort of play the game in 5-minute patches where they turn it on for 5 minutes and they kick 3-4 goals and keep them in it, and then they turn off for 5 minutes and then Bonbeach kicks away. So there'd still be belief over there in the huddle. They just got to put together if they can do a full quarter of that hard pressure that they did at the end of the third quarter. They're every chance of coming back, but Bonbeach would be very comfortable with where they are at the minute.
Yeah, and then it just looks a little bit more comfortable when Bonbeach go inside 50. Red Hill missed a couple of shots they should have kicked in that quarter, or missed targets when they could have had an easier shot at goal, and that's why they've kicked 2 goals 6. If that was 4 goals 4, then they're within a couple of goals again. So, it's just, and they probably need to find, I mean, Bonbeach have had a couple more players pop up and contribute, whereas 6 goals out of 9 for one player in that Red Hill team has been a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Well, they've both had equal scoring shots and goals, so Red Hill obviously kicking a lot more behind, sort of blazing away, like we mentioned earlier. They just need someone else to pop up, someone like a Powell or someone to start throwing his weight around and taking some marks would be very handy. We'll just go around the grounds again for Frankie Photography. Division 2 scores. We've got Coringal up against Langwarrin, 7-4-46 to 7-13-55. Langwarrin leading that one by 9. Hastings versus Mornington, another tight clash. That one's into the last quarter, 7-9-51 to 6-10-46, leading Mornington. Devon Meadows against Crib Point at Glover Reserve, 6-10-46, lead Crib Point, 5-8-38. And we've got Somerville and Rye kicking away now, 10-8-68 to 13-6-84. Good start to the season for Rye down there after a couple of poor seasons. Pearcedale up against Chelsea, 10-12-72 to 5-8-38. So kicking away, looking pretty comfortable there. You'd think they would hold on from that one. Tyabb up against Seaford at Tyabb, 8-6-54 to 12-11-83. So again, you'd think Seaford would hold on from there.
Yeah, you would. So the players breaking from their huddles here. So some really fascinating games around it as the season at this very early stage starts to take shape. We haven't seen footy for so long at local level. We're obviously only into the second round back since the 2019 season. So it's going to take sides a while to feel themselves out and get that momentum, and we start to get an indication as to how it all looks as Trent Dennis-Lane has a chat to a couple of spectators and some of the reserves boys as well, and he's way down there as he looks to kick a couple more and finish the day with 8. So he kicked 7 last week. He missed a shot for his 7th before, but you'll sense he'll get another opportunity or 2 to add to that. 6 goals, 2 today. Yeah,
jeez, that's impressive.
He missed that set shot from about 45 out, which was the only one he's mishit all day, and that just missed narrowly to the right. So Red Hill have conceded the opening goal of every quarter, except the second, actually. They did get the first of the second, so they've got to they certainly have to strike first.
Yep. Massive first 5 minutes for Red Hill. Need to get on the board early, put the pressure on Bonbeach.
But they've generally finished quarters well after falling, say, 4 or 5 goals down. So they can't afford to leak any early momentum in this final term if they are to have any chance. As we see Harry Wynne-Pope in the ruck. Red Hill attacking towards the left. Bonbeach down towards the social club or the main road side.
Hawkins continues to play on Dennis Lane. Mock now got the job on Gilrenoof.
Very much enjoy Red Hill. I got married about 800 metres from here about a month ago, up at the Epicurean.
Nice area. It's cold. Always cold.
It is.
Right, here we go.
So big last quarter. Red Hill need to strike first, trailing by 20 points. 19 scoring shots apiece. Halbert out the ball. Seemingly there was Irving, but the umpires through most of the afternoon have let the whistle go. They haven't paid too many free kicks really either way. It's been somewhat consistent. Winhope tapping that one down into a little bit of space. Armitage shovels that hand pass out towards Gilbert, who had his partially smothered. Good tackle there by Casey, who kicked a nice goal in the previous term, which helped break the game open, got them out to that game-high 27-point buffer, which they held probably 5 minutes before three-quarter time. Armitage this time doing the tackling work on McEnroe. Just need to get a little bit of space around this stoppage as we get another repeat bounce as we creep slightly closer to Bonbeach's goal. We're probably 75 around just inside the centre square at their attacking end. Gents around there, he couldn't get it out. The ball's flicked out in the direction of Stamatis, but eventually Red Hill will be the first team to get that clearance forward. The mark was dropped at centre half back, which has created a chance for a stoppage in there. And the ball to be bounced 60 around from their goal. Larwell, who's been okay, is in and around the mark. Again, just not a lot of space. Now they might be able to create a little opportunity out towards that man Ross again, who's kicked 6. He snaps it over his shoulder. Good spoil from the back from Red Hill to keep it into that attacking area. Bit of pressure on. Kick has to be good wide, and it is, and it finds Coates.
They should be able to lock this down though, Red Hill. Got a lot of numbers spreading across.
A good mark taken
well
there by Corrigan.
Though,
yeah,
well worked.
It hung in the air and showed a bit of it to the defence, but a good mark. Scagliarini wasn't able to get the spoil away, so it will be their ball.
They are able to slow it down though, Red Hill. That's crucial for them if they want to win this game. It's just slowing down the run of Bonbeach. Oh, unlucky there. Siverson almost took a great mark. Gilbert throwing his weight around. Ball kicked forward. Intercepted again. Is that McEncrow, I think?
It is.
Moving the ball around through Mould. Pushed as he kicked. He's paid on the ball. A bit unlucky. He was pushed in the back.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, that could have been high as well. Armitage through the middle for his 1000th touch of the game. Takes a bounce, moving it forward. Got Dennis Lane.
Good kick.
Yeah, perfect ball use. Hard to defend that.
Yeah.
He's been good all day, has Hawkins, but just impossible to stop that sort of ball movement.
For a couple of years there training at Moorabbin, they would have done that kick to that lead 300 times, possibly more.
So for number 7, trying to tie last week's efforts. 40 out, slight angle. Just slides that one again. So 6-3 now for Dennis Lane. Just got the yips a little bit the last few efforts. Got numbers absolutely everywhere at the minute, Bonbeach. Might have to switch this, Red Hill.
Del Lago.
Doesn't really want to go down the ground, but finds a short option. Ooh. McEncrow does well, though, to win the ball back. Throws it out. 100%. Wasn't paid. Umpire was blindsided. Yeah. Got away with it there, Red Hill.
There wouldn't have been many free kicks paid today, maybe 8 or 9 each.
It's been good. I've enjoyed it. Yeah. Let the boys play.
Although that one was missed purely by being on the wrong side, which happens.
Gent in there, threw Irving out the back. Armitage throws a big round arm while he's there. And they win a free kick.
Hard to argue with that one.
So Waterstone to have it. Just slowing it down, waiting for a lead, wasn't getting one. So just puts it to the danger spot. Siverson pushed.
Yep. He was about fourth in line there, was Hewlett.
Working it out.
Yeah, advantage paid.
Tipasquale on the run, moving the ball quickly. Got Ross up on the forward flank. Got a player at the back in Patterson. Can he get it to him? He does. Gets the ball back. Should have a shot on goal now. It's a
Just
fair way out,
about,
though.
yeah.
Smothered
He's
off
got
the
the
boot.
hot hand. Went and got it again, Ross. 3 possessions in that exchange.
Got that, got mauled.
And
Yeah.
now this
Umpire goes down.
Yeah, well, it's an important kick because Bonbeach missed that chance at the other end. Don't know about that. The merits of that pass. He's gone from 40 metres out directly in front to 35 metres out, tough angle.
Allsop, genuinely a good kick. Silky player. Needs to kick this for Red Hill. This is a massive in terms of the game. How's he strike it?
No.
Pushes it right and just easily punched through.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bit disappointing there. Probably should have had a shot. Mole should have backed himself
Yeah.
there. He's a good kick for goal.
Certainly,
Trying to do the team thing.
Closer isn't always better. He had a good look from directly in front there. And they can't really be making those sorts of blues from this position in the game. 20 points down they are at the moment as Bonbeach work it out. A long searching kick out towards the wing position. Good work there as they now chip it into the middle, but they've got plenty of numbers.
Allsop's on again if he needs.
Yeah, and once again it is Mould who has it. This time he is too far out to score. This time he pushes it wider, looking for Patterson, I think, who was just about chopped. And the umpire will come in and bounce it 25, 30 metres around from Red Hill's goal. He must kick the first of the last quarter. They've missed a chance to do it a few moments ago.
6 minutes gone on the term.
Ball flicked out the back. Hand pass to Gilbert. Gilbert gave it off over the top towards Casey, who's got better as the game has gone on. Casey will chip that back towards Armitage. You had to dive in and take sort of a slips catch going away to his right. He chips it inboard towards Coates.
I'd love to get a stat count on what Armitage just had.
Yeah, to be in the mid-40s at least, I would think. Chipped into the middle of the ground to Gazzola. Gazzola was just pinned a little bit and goes wider with the kick. Sends it towards Stamatis. The ball hung in the air a while. Allsop did well to make the contest. Both players lost their footing. Ball comes in towards McLean. That's Ben McLean, chipping that towards the wing position. Now a well-weighted ball. Good hard work there from McDonald. Pumping the veteran legs out. Takes the mark. He'll set that one up towards Gilbert, who was caught behind. Made a reasonable contest in bringing that to ground. Good work there, pushing through by Sullivan, but ran out of room and eventually ends up over the fence.
Good by Daniel Frampton there. Just getting the ball over the line.
Margin is 20. 7 or so minutes into the last quarter, still without a goal in this term. If it goes the way of Bonbeach, who are in attack, you would imagine that would be a bridge too far. Win Pope there, got front position, but couldn't win the tap. Allsop. Ugly looking kick, but it's going to be effective because it's gone into the path there of Marcassani. He goes onto the outside of the right boot, has shanked that one out into space, and it's a 1-on-5 with a number advantage to Bonbeach. Although trying to turn back into space, there was Waterstone. Eventually it's hand passed out. Armitage slides it inboard towards Corrigan. Good pressure there by Red Hill, and eventually they will win the day and get the free kick. They continue to work hard.
Got Ross out the back. Can he get it that deep?
Scaglarini
goes that way.
And he climbs.
Tried to hang.
Just about put the hands in the back. Wasn't unrealistic, says the umpire. It's tipped out into space. Armitage will gather. Goes inboard. Finds the target, and that target is Casey.
Now through Gent through the middle. Now they're on here. They're away. Gets it deep. Dennis Lane up here. He's too far out here, I think. Looking for an option.
1-on-1 in the square.
Goes that way. Yeah, he's got plenty of space. He would take this. Well done, Hallett.
That was a very good kick from Dennis Lane. Good patience to wait for the lead.
So can he reward himself here? He's been okay all day.
He's already kicked the one, which was in the first quarter. Got burnt on another one.
So dangerous when they're coming through the corridor. Should kick this, Hullett. Oh, umpire's called it behind.
His teammates liked it. It just drifted right.
Need to get the ball moving forward. Take some more risk now. He goes a barrel up the middle, doesn't quite catch it. Scagliarani cut off the deck. Handball outside now. That's Frampton now. It goes back inboard, looking for a corridor. It could be intercepted, but it goes out the back nicely. It's McEncroe in there, trying to win the ball through McNamara. Back to McEncroe. Handballs it back. It could have been paid, but it wasn't. Deep forward will be Hullett again versus Siverson. Tries to fly. Should be a free kick. It will be paid. Just in the right position again there, Siverson. Could have been 50. McDonald was right in front of him. Kicks it in ball, though, to Frampton. Goes out wide to Marquezani. Can he make up for his last effort? Run onto it. He's got... Who's he got out there with him? Di Pasquale. It's going to be held up. Just a little bit sloppy there out of defence. They could have got away with that one. It could have really run down the other end.
All of this suiting Bonbeach, this arm wrestle taking time off the clock. 4-goal buffer. Chipped into the middle of the ground. Taken again there by Scagliarani, but turned over. Comes back towards Gent, who takes the mark. A couple of kicks from goal for Bonbeach. He'll chip it over the top towards Bennett, who just had a little stumbling step, which allowed the defence to come in via mock. Scagliarani again gives the hand pass off towards Di Pasquale. Good kick up towards the wing position, where he finds Mould. The Mould hanging on to it.
This is the kick for Red Hill. This is where they've been struggling all day. They need to find the next kick up the line and get it deep.
And they've got to do it reasonably quickly. Yeah, you've got to try to take a mark third or fourth in line to make a contest there. We'll get another bounce.
They've got numbers all across the other side of the wing here. There was an opportunity to switch. Just didn't quite have the courage to go in board there. Just kicked it down the line.
So approaching halfway through this last term. We haven't had a goal kicked. And of course, that suits the team that's got the comfortable buffer. A close down game for them is the order of the day as the ball can come back here.
Do?
Didn't get the kindest of bounces, but also was outpointed there as the ball's delivered pretty well inside 50. Well read, though, by Hawkins, who's had a pretty good game. Now they can transition. Quick movement here. McEnroe had to put the handbrake on because he didn't have anything that he immediately liked, and eventually he turns it over. Well read coming across there by Stenig, who takes the mark, sends it out wide, but they're not out of danger yet. That was an awkward-looking ball.
Well done.
And they're still fighting here, Red Hill.
Di Pasquale, he's quick on his feet.
That was good play out towards...
Gets it back.
Yeah, McEnroe again. A good 1-2.
One of his right foot, though.
Oh, dear. Another turnover. Tired legs late in the piece.
Hold the ball.
Should be, and it is. So a couple of kicks from goal.
Need to build something from this.
They do. They find a target. In fact, the mark's got to be reset just as Allsop had broken at centre-half forward. So the ball will come back here to Delago. Can they find something within scoring range? And then can one become two? Delago went too close to the man on the mark. Kick was smothered, deflected inside 50, and we're going to get another bounce. Just running out of opportunities as we're about 45 around from their goal.
15 minutes into the term. Red Hill really need to get one on the board here. Locking it in nicely, though. Giving himself a chance. That one's just palm down to no one. Siverson out the back. They should be able to work this well. He's got Allsop when he needs him. This is pushed. Could have been a free. Wasn't given. And now he's going to get pinned, is he? Lucky there. Umpire will throw it up. Probably the right call in the end. Plenty of numbers behind the ball, Bonbeach. Allsop works it out. Got Mitchell out in the wing. Next kick's the important one. He's got a man out further if he needs him in Powell. Good mark. Strong mark. Had Mitchell running past. Goes in the Patterson direction. Muscled out of it, though. Oh, big hang by Scagliarani. Couldn't quite drag it down. Picks it up, though, off his feet. And pinned. Unlucky there.
just got the handball out, but was a fraction late.
They're trying Red Hill.
Yeah, they've been all right. I mean, Bonbeach is a side with pretty high expectations, but they've been competitive.
Working the ball out on the outer wing now at Bonbeach. Gent is the next person in line, but goes out the back through Siverson. Plenty of time. Handball over the top. Could get it back. Chooses to go backwards. That's interesting. Chooses to cut it off inboard to Hawkins. Had plenty of it today. Played well. This one goes up the corridor. That's a ball, but no one there. It's the right idea. Just his teammates oblivious to it. Got Hullett working forward, pushing across, created the contest, well done, but the ball falls out the back. Got Frampton, plenty of numbers with him if he needs the help. Oh, great tackle in the end. It's been pinned.
Too high, he said. Yeah.
Oh, thought it was around the jumper.
It
but
did look like it was jumper, not neck.
Right, can they move the ball forward? Mould looking for options, gives it back to the other Mould. Linking up well today. And that one's cut off again. Now Dennis Lane has plenty of time, works it out wide to Hullett. He's got all the answers at the moment, Bonbeach. No one forward though, so they'll just look to tiptoe around. Armitage. This one deep. Red Hill players everywhere. Should sort this out. Oh, should have gone on the mark. It's going to cost him. Yep. Probably ices the game, that one. It was a critical mistake there. Not sure who it was running or us. Chose to spoil when he had all his teammates around him. Should have been a bit more communication, but
goal number 3 to Bennett.
Probably ices the game, you'd think. It's been a bit of a deadlock this last quarter.
We have a draw in the clash between Mount Eliza and Frankston YCW. 13-8-86 to 12-14-86 around the grounds for Frankie Photography. So an early splitting of the points. We'll give you some of those other results shortly, but that's probably in the book now. A 27-point advantage given the amount of time taken off the clock in the quarter with some tired legs. Frankston 47 points to the good of Edithvale Aspendale.
An interesting conversation in the umpires' rooms after the game. If Bonbeach managed to hold on here, who gets the votes? You got Dennis Loner's kick 6, but Armitage's, as like you said earlier, had his own ball out there. Gilbert's had plenty of it, creating a lot as well. So it'd be interesting to see which way they go.
Game still in progress. Rosebud by 28 points over Dramana. Sorrento lead Pines by 7 with that game active to this point. So tight finish.
It's a good start to the season for Rosebud, looking at getting their second win out of 2 rounds. Could be a chance this year. Dramana not quite up to their premiership best at the minute.
There'll be a couple of losses in the book for them. Something of a local rivalry. Back in the middle, as it's hand passed out there to Armitage, who floats the kick up inside 50, going almost over the shoulder there of Waterstone, but they take it away. Frampton's finished this game pretty well. He's got better as it's gone along. Out towards Di Pasquale in the wing position. Nice footwork. Flicks it out here towards Mitchell. Mitchell on the left foot measures a pretty good kick there to the leading player who's hurt himself a fraction. Ross will set that up to about 20 metres from goal, and it's fisted over the boundary line.
Just had no one to help him so far today, Ross. He's doing everything he can, but unfortunately his other forwards aren't doing much to help him at the minute.
He's kicked 6. He's led hard. He's tried to create inside 50s from sort of centre forward. Ball thrown back in. Ross will almost get first hands on this off the back. Snap back in towards the corridor. Allsop will take the mark. Fraction too far out the score, you would sense. Right on the edge of the cricket pitch area. Looking for options out wide and eventually finding one or searching for one. The kick was a little errant. Trapped by McNamara and turned over to Gilbert. No way that went the required distance, and the umpire said as much. To Casey, who chips it over the top. Good hard running here by Stamatis, who takes it. Happy to just concede a little bit of time. Casey. Chipping again. Mark taken here by Thomas McLean.
Good young player coming up out of the 19s, Thomas.
To Waterstone, and they'll complete the switch. This is to Ben McLean. in that opposite back pocket. Time on stages of the final term. Chips it inboard. Mark taken here by Waterstone again. So just happy to share it around. Just the one goal kicked in this term. Out wide he'll go for the big man there in Hogan in that contest. Numbers at the full with Red Hill. Good tackle though by Sullivan. And eventually they'll work their way through. Hand pass towards Bennett. Knocked away from him. Now Winhope, kick smothered. And the deflection goes to Gilbert. Now they'll cut through the middle of the ground. Dennis Lane going to get another opportunity at goal. He gets away on the lead and takes the mark. And he'll get his third attempt to kick his 7th goal. He's missed 2 set shots from a fair way out. Similar distance, one at the other end, one here. And can he get his 7th goal in the book and match his output last week? He kicked 7 in an absolute massacre in last week's game against Edithvale Aspendale. This one's certainly a more hard-fought victory, but it is going to be a victory. For goal number 7, kicks from 45, and again drags that one away to the left-hand side. So he's missed his last 4 shots, having kicked his first 6. 6 goals for to Trent Dennis Lane. The margin is 28 points.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Manages to win it out there, though. What do they do here? They fight through McEncroe. Does well to get out the back. Mitchell now with the ball. Got to get it forward. No one there to help him, though. As Chappell takes the intercepting mark. I feel that Dennis Lane needs to kick another one to wrap up the Frankston RSL best on ground. God, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Pasquale now through the guts, taking a chance here, straight up the middle. Who's home? No one by the looks, intercepted. So just managing, they're going to have to work on that through the week, you'd think. That link up to the forward line just hasn't quite worked today. Hullett taking a great mark there out on the wing. And there's the sign. Convincing win for Bonbeach in the end. 14-9-93 defeat Red Hill 9-11-65. Takes them to 2-0 on the season and at top of the table for Bonbeach. Great display by a fair few of their players. We'll have a discussion about the Frankston RSL best on ground and who we think deserves the votes.
Yeah, there's a few contenders. There were some very good players across both sides. I mean, Bennett ended up kicking 3. He was lively. We know Armitage had 1,000 possessions over the course of the game. McDonald was good again for Bonbeach. Dennis Lane kicking 6 to help set it up early. Casey was good. On the Red Hill side, obviously Ross would stake a claim. He's kicked 6 as well. Was really lively. Siverson would have taken a dozen marks at least across half back. So, and it wasn't a blowout. I mean, Scaglarini was pretty solid. De Pasquale was good. Probably not best on ground, but was good as the game went along. But interesting one to take away from. So Bonbeach, I think, according to most pundits and most league experts around here, would be flag favourites, you would think. A pretty strong squad.
Yeah, but Red Hill putting their hand up and letting everyone know that they're a competitive side and that they had every chance to stay in that game. They'll probably be disappointed in the result in the end. Had a few more chances. Although it seemed that Bonbeach dominated most of the possession of the game, they're still super competitive, I think, Red Hill. And they're going to have plenty of chances throughout the season. Yeah,
not impossible to see them winning a game like this potentially. 5 goals is probably about the right margin. Bonbeach, onwards and upwards from them. They missed a couple of chances late to maybe open that up a little bit. But Red Hill not all that far away. And for a side that's now only played the 2 games up in the top flight, having won the flag at their last season, they've settled in quite nicely. They've beaten the reigning premiers and they've taken it up to the flag favourites. But Bonbeach are the flag favourites, and it's pretty easy to see with the spread of talent they've got across the books. Their run and carry through the middle of the ground. I mean, Mitchell Gent, another one worth mentioning, who played a pretty solid game. I thought Coates was good as well. So Sam Gilbert, a lot to like about what they did produce, and you're going to have to be a pretty good side, I'd imagine, to knock them off over the course of this season. Yeah,
we might go around the ground for Frankie Photography, give you some full-time results. So Eddie Asp versus Frankston Bombers at Eddie Asp. They ended up getting convincingly beat by Frankston, 10 goals, the final margin. Mount Eliza versus Frankston YCW, as we mentioned earlier, ended in a tie, 13 goals, 886 to 12-14. 86. That's a good result for YCW there after Mount Eliza's strong last week. Rosebud coming out on top against Dramana, 13-15, 93 to 9-11, 65. A good convincing win for Rosebud, taking them to 2-0. And Pines versus Sereno still ongoing, but looking like Sereno's going to take that one out. Currently leading by 2 goals, 12-11, 83 to 10-10, 70. And we'll head across to Div 2.
And Pines had led that game for a fair chunk, so that was a good contest. Div 2, Langwarrin have edged Karingal by 6 points. In inaccurate Langwarrin, 7-16, 58 to 8-4, 52. Mornington by 13 points over Hastings, full time there, 10-11, 71 to 8-10, 58. Devon Meadows have beaten Crib Point by 25 points, 10-17, 77 to 7-10, 52. Rye have beaten Somerville. In fact, they're 20 points in front late in that game. It's not quite full time yet. 15-6, 96 to 11-10, 76. Pearcedale by 16 points. They've beaten Chelsea 10-12, 72 to 8-8, 56. And the big winner is going to be Seaford. That's not full time yet, but they're 80 points in front of Tyab. 20 goals, 15, 135 to 8-7, 55. The likely or close to the full-time result there. Both sides making their way off the ground. Bonbeach already off. Red Hill about to walk past their supporter base down towards the social club side. A 28-point result going the way of Bonbeach on our Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. How do we settle the best on ground argument? We'll give you the casting
shall we
vote.
do our votes?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Armitage for me for 3. I think he just had too much of the ball to turn it down. He probably had 20 clearances to go with it as well. Did he kick a goal in the end?
No,
he didn't kick a goal. I know Tennis Lane had a lot of chances. 6 goals, 4. I feel like if he kicked a 7th, he'd probably give him a 3. But Armitage for me, I'm giving 3. I'm not sure how you feel about that.
Yeah, I've gone 3 Armitage, and I actually went Ross and then Dennis Lane. I thought Ross in the losing side created a lot of opportunities. Would have got a bit more of the ball. So I went Armitage 3, Ross 2, and I reckon Trent Dennis Lane gets the 1 for that one. But yeah, I mean, 2 blokes kicking 6 and a guy that's probably had, I would say, mid-40s in possessions, maybe even more than that. Yeah, that's the way the other votes will go. The best on ground for Frankston RSL. Some good contenders in the mark of the day for HP and CP. Hewlett took a couple of nice clunks. Dennis Lane on the lead.
A few highlights, that's for sure. A couple of goals of the game as well by game changer. Ross kicking a few beauties. Obviously, Dennis Lane kicking plenty.
Like Gent through the middle. His goal in the first quarter was good. So
plenty to say there. Plenty of highlights come out of this game, thinking about it, actually. Plenty of big collisions as well. It's good. The interesting one is, I wonder, James Fletcher coming off with a hamstring was a big story at half-time. Icing that one up. I think he has had a history with that right hamstring, so that could be a big loss for Red Hill throughout the season if that's a 4 to 5 gamer.
Absolutely. So that is our summary from here, 14-9 to 9-11. Braden, thank you.
No, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you.
Early start of the season. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good one. We've been here for Jeff Wignall Ford. And a big thank you to Gameface. You can check out the Gameface record as well via our Facebook channels or on the app with all of the information that you do need. We'll sign off from Red Hill as it starts to get a little chilly with the sun creeping behind the clouds up here in the mountains. Good game of footy between a couple of pretty handy sides. It's Bonbeach 14-9-93, Red Hill 9-11-65 as we sign off from Red Hill.
Get your game face on.